Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the weekly recap from We Are Soccer. Happy Easter. Hopefully everybody enjoyed their Easter Sunday. Listen, while you were eating, while you were having brunch this morning and doing an Easter egg hunt, there was a lot of soccer games going on. Hopefully you did what I did and had the kids run around, do their Easter egg hunt while you watched those games. That Liverpool-Brighton game, whoo-wee, another banger. That Man City-Arsenal game, that was a snore fest. That was an absolute snore fest, I'll be honest. Yep, right off the bat, snore fest. Holy crap. I was really hoping for some fire in that one. No, not so much. We'll get to it. We'll talk about it. We got a lot to get to today. We are talking absolutely about those two games. We're talking other EPL games. Man United thought they had a smash and grab. Nope, sorry, Brentford came back, and I think Brentford deserved more out of that game. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Aston Villa against Wolves. That's a derby, by the way. Aston Villa 2, Wolves 0. We're talking Bundesliga games. Harry Kane missed 2 sitters, and his team lost 2-0 in Der Klassiker. We're talking Olivier Giroud heading towards the MLS. We're talking Chelsea's Todd Boehly out in 2027. That was planned, by the way. We're going to talk about that. Cavan Sullivan, the 14-year-old, is heading towards Man City, but hold on. Is he? Where's he going first? We'll talk Gio Reyna. We'll talk Tyler Adams. We got a lot to get to. Oh, and by the way, just if you had a little bit more incentive to stick around, I think Mo Salah needs to be sold. I think Liverpool need to sell him this summer, cash in. I'll tell you why. We've got a lot to get to. Now, it's not just me. Your host, Craig Hearn, enjoying the Sunday Easter fun here. I've got Nate and Brooks with me. Why don't we start out with Nate? Nate, how are you, buddy? How was your Easter Sunday?
Oh, my team's tied, so I don't know if I'm happy or sad. I'm just meh.
It's like kissing your sister is what they say, but I don't have
Yeah,
a
it's
sister.
hot.
You don't have a
I mean, what?
sister.
What?
Yeah, strange. I don't know what that feels like.
Kiss your brother anyway. Wait, what?
Whoa.
Hey, sorry, Jimmy.
Hey, hold there.
No,
how was your Sunday, though? You did a little cooking today, I hear?
Smoking. I brought by Easter treats for all the boys here. Some smoked lamb, some smoked prime rib.
Yes, thank you very
Did not
much.
get the smoked chicken because that's actually eaten in my house
Ooh.
because, I eat a lot of chicken. Same with the fam. But after cheat day, I don't eat the fatty red meats no more.
Oh, gotcha. All right. Brooks, buddy, how are you, my friend? You're typing away there on our followers, hanging out and commenting, but how are you? How was your Easter Sunday, buddy?
Oh, it was good. Family, little family dinner at the parents' house, and that was pretty good.
Hit the buzzer.
What buzzer for
Hit
what?
The noise. The noise.
The noise? What do we got?
Noise.
What do we
You
got?
know, you got many noises. Hit one of them. God damn it.
That one?
What do we got? Right off the bat?
I wanted the.
That one?
No, the other one. Yeah, 2 weeks in a row. Brooks doesn't have a lacrosse shirt, baby. Woo!
Yeah. This is a soccer show. Sort of. It's a soccer show.
It's not the first Sunday of the month. That's next week.
Woo!
So there you go.
Here we are. All right, so you had
Anyways,
a good,
yeah, it was good. I watched some
family-
soccer. You did all the other stuff. Friday, I had a college spring match. UDM played at Oakland. That was a good match. 2-1 victory to the Titans.
Yes, sir.
And also on that same day, Michigan and Michigan State played a spring game 3-0 to our Spartans. Craig?
Go green.
Go white.
Yeah,
And that's it.
Yeah. Hey, lots of soccer. Also, we're in Detroit City FC because they won again. Are they 3-0 now?
They're 3-0.
Danny Dickey has this team buzzing 3-0.
That's part of the
Yeah.
3-0s. Those 2 of them are away games.
Yeah,
Which,
crazy.
are a little bit harder. Hey, I got a question for you, Spartan Slappies.
Yeah, go for it. What's up?
Did one of your alma mater petition the state of Michigan to get the green and white license plates because they're pissed off about the blue and yellow ones?
I think so. Yeah,
Maybe.
I think they may have. I heard
Maybe.
something about that.
Ah,
Yeah.
Did you see them? Because
No.
I'm saying they're all right, and I don't really care
I've
either
seen
way.
it before, yeah.
I don't care either way. But the blue and white wasn't for Michigan. It was like a retro plate.
Yes,
They had it back in the day.
Yeah, and
yes.
so there was just like, so you could see like some just stewing it, like Lansing. I
I don't like the new style plates. Why don't we keep the old one with the bridge on it, or at least the white with the wavy
the blue and yellow.
No, all right.
It's sexy.
Do you?
Blue and yellow.
Nah, not a big fan of
You're
it.
getting
It's too plain.
You're getting the
I'm not
green
gonna. I'm gonna stick with the one I got, which is the white one with the blue wave on it.
I'm holding up for
Ah.
when they come with a DCFC one.
Oh, yeah. It's not that they're trying to petition the government, the local government to get that. Yeah,
A DCFC one?
Yeah, they
I
want
do
that.
have the
They
Spartan
got the
helmet
Red
on
Wings
mine.
and the Lions. Yeah.
I have the Spartan helmet
you?
on mine. Yeah, I do.
But you got to pay extra for that, and I'm not really down with paying
$5 whole.
It goes to the university.
Is it only $5?
Craig, it goes to the university. Come on.
I already donated.
Gregor's like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Hey, $5 whole to help the wildlife get a wildlife plate.
Whoa.
Whoa.
What did the wildlife ever do for me?
You mean those raccoons eating out my trash cans? Hell with that shit.
Yeah, no. Oh, no. All right, boys, let's jump in. Let's talk about it. You know, I did want to make the game of the week that Manchester City hosting Arsenal game. I really did, but I just can't do it. I can't do it. It was so boring. We're gonna come to that game.
Two teams that don't want to lose.
That's what it was. We're going to come to the game. I want to go to the first game that happened today, Easter Sunday, the 9 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff. 9 a.m. Eastern Time kickoff. That was the Liverpool-Brighton game. Your Brighton Hove Albion Seagulls, they went up 1-0 fairly early.
That Denny Welbeck strike was magical, wasn't it?
I tell you what, Danny Welbeck played really well in the first half, and then he didn't do so well in the second half, and he got pulled. Liverpool, again, I have a group text going with a bunch of buddies, and they were saying, oh, no, it's Liverpool. Look what they've done. I go, they have come back every single game they've been down this year. They are the comeback kids, the cardiac kids.
I said it in the chat, our private chat, when it was halftime. I went, yep.
It's coming.
Liverpool is about to dump truck Brighton second half. And I think, Brighton was just pinned back the whole time and just onslaughted, and you knew it was just going to happen eventually. It was like one of those where...
It was coming. It was absolutely coming.
They got caught, and then they went, oh, all right now.
Yep.
And then they just onslaughted, just...
To be fair to Brighton, I thought it was going to be worse. You know, a 2-1 final, I thought it was going to be 3 or 4-1 the way Liverpool was playing. They can put goals in bunches. I think the reason it wasn't like that is because Mo Salah had a very poor game. Now, I put a comment in our Facebook group about Mo Salah needing to be sold this summer by Liverpool. My opinion. Go ahead and comment on that if you want. We're going to talk about it a little bit here. But he put 3 straight shots into the goalie where he didn't even have to work for it. He scored the winning goal. Don't get me wrong. The ball from Szoboszlai and McAllister, oh, my word, those passes and movement by those two players was absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And they found Mo Salah in the box on like the 8-yard line, and he slots the ball home. Don't get me wrong. Nice finish by Mo Salah. Not taking anything away from him there. But the balls to get to him, the 2 passes leading to that were sublime, in my opinion. But Mo Salah, I did not think had a strong game today. I thought the 3 or 4 shots he had, 3 of them went straight to the goalie. The other one, some other decisions he made where he was going to try shoot instead of pass. He easily could have set some of his teammates up. This game should have been 4-1 Liverpool, in my opinion. But because Mo Salah played so poorly, he gave Brighton a chance. Now, they took Diaz off in and around the 77th minute instead of Mo Salah, and I don't know why Klopp did that. Maybe looking ahead a little bit. I'm not sure.
I think when you're chasing a goal, you want that experience there. You can, it's weird. It's hard, right? Because he's done it before so many times. So it's one of those things where if you're a manager, you're kind of rolling with the guy that has done it for you.
A legend, right?
Pulled it out. But I think you're right, though. I mean, I don't think that's a very controversial take. I think he's starting to wane down. Career-wise, he's not the same player he was a year or 2 ago. And if I was a Liverpool fan, which I'm not, but if I was, I would want to sell him now.
Yes.
While you got, you could get maybe the maximum amount of money from, because every year after this, he's just going to drop in value.
He's on he's on like 400 and some odd £1,000 a week right now. He signed a brand new contract last year because Saudis came in for him. Liverpool were lucky to hang on to him, in my opinion. Listen, they didn't sell him. And this summer, I think they should. I think there will be offers in the 100 to 150 million pound range for him. I think they should sell him because 150 million pounds in the kitty for the new manager coming in, which, by the way, will not be Xabi Alonso. We'll talk about that in a little bit. He has said he's staying at Bayer Leverkusen. Good for him. We'll talk about that coming up as we do Bundesliga chat. But I think 100 to 150 million pounds in the kitty for the new manager will set him off in the right direction. Trust me, it'll be a good thing. Mo Salah, he's 31 years old. He's having a good year.
He's turning 32 in June.
Yeah.
So he's turning 32 this year.
Yeah.
So...
Sell him, because it's only downhill from here.
MLS. MLS.
Look what Suarez is doing in MLS right now. Mo Salah would eat this league alive.
Honestly, I think you'd go back to Saudi.
To go to Saudi, right?
Or
He's
to go
Egyptian,
to
right?
Saudi.
So it's
They're
sort of the
running
Middle
out
East.
of money, by the way, that league.
Yeah, but it's it's like a little bit different.
I'm just saying.
with Mo Salah and like Benzema, where it's like they kind of it's like kind of like a homecoming for them. They're kind of going back to
Sure.
the area they live. I could see him going there for a year or two, and then maybe MLS.
Yep.
And I know it sounds odd, but like it just I don't know. It makes like when Benzema was like, I'm going to the Saudi league. I kind of was like, yeah. That makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
The whole the cultural thing and the eating, trust me, I get it. I want to hear, Brooks, keep tabs on some of the comments that come in. I want to hear, do people think Mo Salah should jump or Liverpool should sell him this summer? I took a little bit of flack in the group today. Liverpool fans are saying, what are you talking about? This is a terrible idea. I'm telling you, Cody Gakpo today, by the way, was a little lazy on the field. But Diaz, Nunez, McAllister, those guys are what's making this team hum. And then you've got Soboslai and Endo Wataru in the middle. Those are the players that are making this team go. Mo Salah is the icing on top of the cake, but that icing's getting a little old, as we just said.
And I like this 20-year-old Elliott that can play.
Oh, Harvey Elliott?
Yeah.
Phenomenal player.
He could slide in as like a left center mid or left or right wing, or and you could take Soboslai, who's played up top or a little bit that right wing spot, and just stick him up there. It does work. It can happen. He did that. Soboslai is the type of player he can play in and anywhere, center mid, attacking center mid, right or left, and has done so all throughout his career, and is very successful in that. So it's not like you're not without, even if you don't trust Gakpo, which I don't know. I think a whole season under his belt. I think it's time. I think it's time just to roll with them to see how it goes.
So the funny thing is, last weekend I went down to Thomas McGee's in downtown Detroit. It's kind of a Liverpool bar, I guess you could say, but they play all the soccer games, all the games on TV. Any game in the world, they've probably got it on the TV there. So if you're in and around Detroit, visit Thomas McGee's.
It's 100% a Liverpool bar.
100% a Liverpool bar.
It's 100%.
But they play all the games.
No, and I would say this not as a slight. You go there for a Liverpool game. It's fun.
Good crowd.
Can't stand Liverpool. I may have quit a youth club who changed their name to Liverpool because I didn't want to work there.
Really? That's like Luke Zagorski saying
That's-
he never let any of his kids play there as well because he's a Man U guy.
That's one side of the story. The other side of the story could be because I moved.
Right.
I'll leave that up for you to decide.
Sure.
But
Yeah, I understood.
Anywho.
Understood. All right, so
but I went there and I thought I was like, wow, this is pretty awesome.
and
It was pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome.
It's a great bar, and I was
a
there
great bar.
last weekend. They had a podcast. The Anfield Rap was there. They're a huge podcast, by the way, in the world of Liverpool. And I was listening to everybody talk and all the fans, and Brooks. I don't know if you know this, but I found out that Liverpool fans are just as delusional as Man United fans.
Oh, really?
It blew me away, by the way.
Yeah.
Man.
Blew me away.
They're
You guys
even
are all
worse.
delusional on
How
your
are
club.
Chelsea fans as well?
I don't know. I've never really met a whole bunch of them. I
Yeah.
only meet
I feel like
singles.
they're delusional
They're,
as well.
they're a little. I think they're coming down from it. But anyway, long story short, they were all so high on Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk. And I'm sorry, Liverpool fans, but your player of the year this year is Dominic Soboslai. That man in the midfield has been a sensation. He has really put the sting in that team.
Yep.
He's got some bite on his tackles. He can move. He works his socks off. He can knock the ball around. He's got a soccer brain on him. That is your player of the year, not Mo Salah. And Virgil van Dijk is close behind, trust me.
He pretty much is the reason why Hungary is in the Euros.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I mean they got a good squad around him.
A hungry squad?
A hungry
A
squad.
hungry squad.
He is the
Ah.
icing.
That joke.
He is absolutely the icing on the cake for that national team. And it was always weird. Like he never got like time in Leipzig for whatever strange odd reason. But when he signed for Liverpool, I was like, "Yep, he's going to be really good."
And he was.
And I'm pissed.
He was.
You know,
Now 3 points took Liverpool into first. They are there. They're stuck there. They are flying. They did lose a couple of weeks ago to Man United. Guess who they play next weekend? Man United
Yeah, they're going to dump truck him.
in the league. Nate, I got to be honest, based on the performance of Man United this weekend, oh my, Man United should be worried because I think Liverpool are going to put a little bit more importance on the league because of who's chasing behind them.
Only advantage we have is a home game, and maybe we can draw.
We say this, but that game, that 4-3 Man United victory over Liverpool 2 weeks ago was a sensation. That's a game for the ages.
Yeah, it was great. And then we went out and Brentford.
Didn't I say that you may tie that game? I think I said that, and they didn't believe that.
Yeah,
it's a 50-50 guess anytime we do
Yeah.
these things.
I have a
Anyways,
comment here. Sorry, from
Yep.
Mr. Robert Kerr.
Mr. Robert Kerr, how are you, buddy? Liverpool fan right there.
So he's like, what a difference a year makes. Last year, Salah leaving was a devastating thought. Now I can't argue against selling him. Also, I think McAllister has been for a nomination for Man of the Year
Right.
as well. And then a much underappreciated is Joe Gomez.
I like Connor Bradley.
Yeah, I thought Connor Bradley's been.
Every time I watch,
great young
every
player.
time I stomach myself to watch a Liverpool game, I'm like, God, that guy's so good.
I like that. We spent a lot of time talking about the Liverpool in the Liverpool-Brighton game. Brighton, actually, I thought put up a very nice fight today. You could see what their tactic was. It was low block breakout. See if they can get Danny Welbeck and Neil Lamptey running. They did a very nice job. 2 or 3 decisions in the second half by Danny Welbeck, and he puts the ball in the side netting. Bad decision, cross the ball back, or wait and some hold-up play. I thought they played themselves out of this game in the second half. They were still in it, though, but they are definitely missing a couple of players. So Liverpool just showed their class, and Brighton, for me, just made some mistakes. And unfortunate because a little bit more class, a little bit more brains in that midfield, and I think they could have gotten some points out of this. Nate?
I thought Pascal Gross had a great game for Brighton.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, I really did. And it's Brighton's an odd one because I look at them and who they loaned out, Undave, who actually had a game saver of a goal for Stuttgart that we'll get to later. And it's just like, but why would you do that? And then to run Danny Welbeck, who just not even is as good as a player.
And he's old now. He's old. But
Still scoring goals.
still scoring a couple goals, don't
But
get me wrong. Yeah.
Dave is like the 4th leading goal scorer in the Bundesliga, and the things he put in, he's like knockers. And by the way, it's like, okay, 4th, okay. That's behind Harry Kane.
Right.
That's behind Glycerin, who's having just a hell of a season.
Yep.
So it's like, yeah, those two guys aside, you own this player. Why do you still have him there?
So strange. They probably could have recalled him in the January window,
absolutely
right?
could have recalled him. Actually, at this point, I don't think he wants to be recalled, though.
No, probably not.
No,
that might have been part of it as well.
So,
Who knows?
but why even let him? Why even let him go?
I don't know. I don't know. All right. Well, that game did finish 2-1. Why don't we move on here? But before we do, I do want to say a big thank you to our partners and sponsors. A big thank you to Soccer World. A big thank you to Next Level Training. A big thank you to the Michigan Jaguars. A big thank you to Thomas McGee's. As you heard, they've got all the games on the TVs down there. A big thank you to the football doc, Dr. Zach Atwood. We appreciate the support. Hey, guys, do us a favor. Look at some of the other videos we've got in our YouTube and Facebook channels. We do videos and interviews and other things. And also, go give our sponsors a like, a subscription, and a share. Do us a huge favor. They love us, and we love them. Hopefully, you will, too. All right, let's get to that Borefest. That was the 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time kickoff today. The one, I swear to you, I've been looking forward to this game for a week. International break, it killed me.
Yeah.
It killed me. And I did watch the England games. I'm a huge England fan, as you know, but it's just it's not the same.
You like England?
Yeah. I also watched the USA games. The USA games actually meant something though. There was a trophy on the end, right?
Yeah.
But it just doesn't have that
Not only-
flair that the EPL and the Bundesliga do for
There's
me.
trophies on the line. There's fights in the crowd.
Oh, yeah, the fight in the crowd, yeah.
I keep seeing more videos keep coming, like the Mexican fans throwing beer at Pulisic when he's taking corners and everything.
Yeah.
Like, and then fights and people throwing stuff from the second story and hitting people in the head and bleeding. I'm like, holy smokes. Like,
Don't worry, FIFA's definitely going to step in and punish all the fans of Mexico.
I think you got to wear a helmet every time you go to the game.
They're not. Yeah, you really
I
do.
do blame, a friend of mine made an interesting comment. I actually agreed with him. He goes, and we're going to host a World Cup here? And I'm like, yeah.
No.
And here's the thing,
I know.
you don't have stadiums that section away fans away
Yes.
off, which is an absolute problem in the U.S. Everyone can intermingle. and you don't want that sometimes.
Yeah,
I agree.
No, I mean, I agree with you. All right. Listen, let's get to it. Let's jump into the game that was billed as the game of the week. This is the one that, before they kicked off, NBC did say this is probably the biggest game of the year, and they were expecting goals, and it ended 0-0.
Oh, Jurgen Klopp was happy.
He was very happy. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Did you see at the end of the game, Pep Guardiola really giving it to Jack Grealish? He was like dressing him down on the field for like 20 seconds, kind of in his face, talking about things, pointing and doing all the motions.
So time for Jack to leave after this season?
Well, Jack did get about 30 minutes of play today. He's not quite. He's been injured. He's had a tough year. Jeremy Doku today came in on the right. Jack was on the left. They replaced Foden. Something wasn't working. I'm worried that the predictions we all made about Man City kicking it into high gear towards the end of the season here.
Whoa. I didn't make those predictions.
You didn't, huh?
I said Arsenal was going to stay on top.
We're going to have to go back and check that.
I had Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, and then...
Well, it doesn't matter because you're still wrong there because Liverpool's
going to win it.
And the way Arsenal played today, yeah.
Did you see the stats from this game? And listen, I know we're not all stat freaks and stuff.
Wait a minute.
This.
Wait, hold your tongue there.
You got it, stat boy Arigato?
No, I'm just saying we're not all stat guys, and I'm like looking over to
he's
on my
a stat
left.
guy.
I'm like,
You act like I sit here and I just run calculations.
Well,
I don't.
that.
I thought you just did there. Number crunching.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Man City had 72.5% possession. Against Arsenal. Now, I know Arsenal, the away team. I get that. You know how many shots on goals we had today?
Like 4.
3.
Yeah.
1 by Man City, 2 by Arsenal. Shot attempts, 12 by Man City, 6 by Arsenal.
So
fouls, 20 fouls.
Yep.
On Arsenal.
Yep.
20 fouls by Arsenal, only 9 on Man City. Corner kicks 7-4 in favor of Man City.
Mm-hmm. The best scoring chance was City on the corner, right?
Yeah, that and then the one where Haaland whiffed on
at
the
the
ball.
end.
Arsenal had a couple.
Kai Havertz tried to slide in there to get the ball the one time, but he got the keeper.
Here's the thing, you look at Arsenal's attack. You look at their defense, fantastic. You look at the midfield, world class. Yeah. You look at attack.
I thought Gabriel Jesus, after his first half, I thought, all right, he's finding his rhythm. He's getting back in. He's finding some shots here. They're not quite on target. They're getting blocked, but I think he'll find a goal here in the second half. And then he S-ed the bed, if you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. Arsenal's attack does not, if I was the other team, I'd be like,
yeah, you're like, what am I worried about?
And you know what? I don't think City did care.
No,
I think they had a trouble breaking down that back line, which is world class.
You know, the only real opportunities I think that Arsenal had came off of City mistakes.
Sure.
Bad back passes, just bad connectors, bad spacing. It was because of mistakes from Man City, in my opinion.
So, and that's the thing. Like Rice, Jorginho, and Odegaard. They're breaking up plays. They're doing this going forward. The problem, they get an attacking third, and they don't have a forward that's really intimidating or scary or anything. And that's just what the team is missing. And they're not going to win the league. I'm sorry, they're not, because you don't have the attacking prowess to do that. Versus like a Liverpool, you watch those guys get forward and they're actually threatening. And normally City is threatening, but for whatever reason, they really struggled to get behind that back line. They just couldn't do it.
They absolutely did today. Just in case everybody's aware, we did come across a little bit of breaking news in the last couple of minutes. Let me switch camera back. Sorry. Here we go. So breaking news came across about 30 minutes ago. Premier League club Everton announces $112 million losses. Now, we all know Everton have been in big trouble. They had 10 points deducted, reduced to 6 based on an appeal they had. So Premier League club Everton reported losses of £89.1 million, that's $112 million, for the 2022-23 season in their latest accounts report on Sunday today. That's up from £45 million in the previous year. The Merseyside club was docked 6 points earlier this season for breaching Premier League's financial rules and is awaiting to learn if it will face more punishments for further breaches. Everton are currently 16th in the table. We'll put the table up in a minute. 3 points above the relegation zone. They've lost more money. They've broken more rules. Hey, Everton, I think you can sign the papers now. You're going to be playing in the championship next year. Goodbye. You are going to be reduced even more points.
Oh, so I won my bet?
Your bet is...
The Everton one.
Everton will be Everton less than 15 points. Ooh, that's a good.
Am I close to that one?
I don't know. Let's see. Let's put up that EPL table. So here's the EPL table. Currently, Everton 16th after 29 games on 25 points.
Oh, so they get deducted points from that though?
No, that's a deducted. So
Yeah.
technically, they've earned 31 this year.
Yeah.
But they're on 25 because of 6 deducted.
Yeah.
If they have 10 more points deducted,
I won't.
or they'll just be automatically relegated because
I don't
this
care.
is terrible.
Does Luton get to stay up, though? That's all I really care about.
Luton
I
could be the one.
would.
That
Yeah.
yeah. Luton could be the team that gets out. So,
That's all I care about.
but here's the
Can
problem.
Chelsea lose points so they can finish below 11?
No, it's not gonna happen.
No, that's not going to happen.
World-class team, buddy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna win that. I'm gonna win that bet, by the way.
We'll
I
see.
don't think you are.
We'll see. We'll
Okay,
see.
all right.
All right, hold on. Let's deal with this first. So Luton currently on 30 games, 22 points. They are 4 points ahead of Burnley and 7 points ahead of Sheffield United. They are even on points with Nottingham Forest. The only reason they're down below is because of goal difference. -3 compared to Nottingham Forest. Now, if Everton get deducted, let's just say 10 points or more, they're gone. So Luton and Nottingham Forest are going to be safe. It's going to get towards the business. We are in the business end of the season right now. Here's the problem. Unless the Premiership comes out and says officially how many points they're deducting from Everton, and even with appeals, this is going to mess things up.
Yes.
Can you imagine being one of those last 3 clubs on the last day and you're going, do we need to win? Do we need to draw?
You just win the game.
But you can't play like that. You need to know. What if you're playing one of the big boys and you need to sit in, right? You need to sit in and play the low block, or do you come out and play?
Well, let's say if
because you
you're
need goals. There's goal difference.
If you're in that bottom 3, I think you need to win at all costs.
Luton and Nottingham Forest have a goal difference of 3 compared to each other, right? One of those teams has got to go, hey, we got to score goals today. And if you're playing a Man City or an Arsenal, Liverpool or a Villa or some teams who don't let a lot of goals in, now it changes your game plan. It changes your game plan completely. What I'm asking the Premiership to do is just get this sorted out before the last game. I mean, we got 8 games, 9 games left in the season, so it's getting a little ridiculous, to be honest. It's getting a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
Breaking news there.
This stuff only happens in your league.
It really does. It really does.
I don't think MLS. It's never happened to MLS.
No, it's not.
That's because the owners just get together and go, okay, how are you divvying up this bag of cash here?
Yeah,
All
this
right,
whole bag of cash we got. How are we going to divvy this up? And also, oh, by the way, you want to go buy this guy? We'll let you change the rules to let this guy, and this guy in, and you can wear your pink pajamas.
And then, like in Spain, the corruption just happens and nobody cares.
Yeah.
And then German league, like, it doesn't happen because it's like you have everything's a process. And they're like, this is violating the process. You cannot do this.
The process.
This is
The
process.
German
You have to have the process. Like, everything has got to be filed multiple times. It just doesn't work in life.
And then
If you violate the process, you will face Z
No,
Terminator.
there is no violating the process. It's the process.
I was joking, Nate.
No.
Well, so
And Arnold's from Austria, anyways.
yeah.
Close enough to Germany.
All right, so here we go.
How dare you?
I don't know.
That's like saying Canada is the same as U.S. Austria is the Canada of Europe.
Oh.
Nobody likes them.
Interesting.
Beautiful country.
I've never heard of that.
Nobody likes them.
Did you visit when you lived over there?
Yes, it's a beautiful country.
Ah,
But they're not.
Nobody likes.
Nobody likes them.
good
Just,
food.
just like Canada.
Yes.
Oh, yes, I get it. now.
Vast nothingness.
Vast nothing. Oh, just like
Just
Canada.
like Canada.
They got big mooses.
No.
No. Maple syrup. Tim Hortons.
Legal prostitution.
Oh, interesting.
Just like. Moving on.
Las Vegas. It's the Las Vegas of Europe.
It's the Las Vegas of Europe.
That sounded weird. All right, so I do want to know what people think. If you're watching, put in the comments, what do you think the points deduction is going to be based on this new report coming out? What do you think it's going to be? Is there going to be additional? It will be appealed, obviously. We know that Nottingham Forest are actually right now, they've come out and they're going to be appealing what's being said. The Premiership have come out and said, you're breaking the rules. And they said, no, we haven't. Leicester City, you're taking the Premiership and the Championship EFL to court. It's getting a little... Leicester City might get automatically promoted and relegated within the same day.
Has that happened before?
No.
You know what the best part of all this is?
No, what?
Cities in the background just going...
We're never going to get deducted points.
114
Keep going,
charges.
buddy!
Hey, there's also another club down there that's probably done some shit. Go ahead.
And this is what, like, everyone's like, oh, and the shoe's going to fall off for City next, right? And I'm going, no!
Keep waiting. It ain't going to
No,
happen.
because what's happening is they're piddling with all the little shit that doesn't make a difference that nobody cares about, absorbing all the time, and they're just going to settle that one over there and move on with life.
23 years from now, City will be handed a points deduction of 7 points.
23 years now, you'll get an apology.
Yes, this is true.
For what they did.
Yes.
And they'll be like, we're sorry.
We need an apology from the FA saying we're sorry we should have done this.
And the FA going, it's out of legal. There's no legal grounds anymore. It's expired.
It's expired.
It's like college sports will take away all their championships.
Yeah.
They take away the banners they hang. Oh,
we're going to put a giant asterisk.
Asterisk, yes.
In the book.
No. Does anybody even care when asterisks?
No.
No. Because you still remember the year and the game and everything that happened, so you consider them the winner, even though Reggie Bush won the Heisman back in...
Do I get the trophy back?
98? When the hell was
No,
that?
the
2003?
early 2000s, yeah.
There you go.
Do I get the trophy back? No,
No.
but you will have an asterisk next to your name. Oh, no, not that.
No, darn.
Anywho,
moving on. So anyway, Borefest of Man City, Arsenal. Again, like Brooks said, Jurgen Klopp is by far the happiest man in this.
Yes.
Let's put up that table real quick and take a look at the top there because, boys, I tell you what, Liverpool, 67 points. Arsenal, 65. Man City on 64. Villa on 59. Tottenham on 56. There's still... Villa got 8 games left. The other boys have, the other teams here have 9 games to go.
All right. Question.
Yep.
Do West Ham and Newcastle catch Man United?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think. Newcastle played well. I would say if West Ham had gotten all 3 points, I think it would have sparked their season and they would have got on to get Man United. But no, I don't think so. They were pretty poor against Newcastle up there in the second half and giving up those goals.
And United's got a game in hand against West Ham.
Yeah.
Oh, that means nothing if you can't win or get points.
We'll talk about that Man United game in a minute here.
got a
But that's a
point
great
this
question. Brooks, do you think West Ham or Newcastle catch Man United?
I think West Ham can.
Do you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nate?
Well, David Moyes magic.
David Moyes magic. No one has ever said David Moyes magic.
David Moyes magic. Yeah, well, I'm saying now.
Yeah,
you know?
all right, you put it out
let's
there.
take my opinion out of it. They played Tottenham, Wolves. They got a Europa.
Wait, who does?
West Ham.
West Ham. They play
got
Tottenham. That's a loss.
They play the Wolves. They go to the Wolves. They
could be a
go to
draw.
the Wolves.
Yeah, that's tough to go to.
They
It's a
play
loss.
Leverkusen.
Okay, yeah, that's going to be a loss.
They play Liverpool. They play
Loss.
Chelsea. They play Man
Loss.
City.
No, they do not catch Manchester United.
Mm.
I will put money on this. They do not catch Manchester United. You heard who they play there, right?
I did.
The only one you're licking your
There's
lips
the
at
magic of the bubbles.
is
though.
Chelsea. The bubbles. Oh my god.
The magic of
Is
the
that
bubbles,
not the
Craig.
weirdest thing ever? The bubbles. It's like so fruity to me.
Just a thing they
The
do.
bubbles.
I don't know.
Bubbles. All right, I do want to know.
Elijah Wood is annoyed with you right now.
Who is?
Elijah Wood.
Oh, absolutely. Apologies to Elijah Wood and Green Street Hooligans.
Yeah.
Listen, do we think Liverpool goes on to win it? We got 9 games left. They can blow this. Man City
it
can
was
come
really
back.
weird. I was looking. The more I look at like the teams that they have ahead, like Liverpool, City, and Arsenal, like why didn't Arsenal and City just throw everything at each other to try to win this game, in order to jump ahead?
I agree. I
Like,
agree. They sat back. They only
they
started doing that in the last 7 or 8 minutes. Right?
They have to rely on Liverpool to drop points now.
It doesn't
have
look
to-
like Liverpool will.
They have to rely on somebody else you know, your fate you put into another team to screw up, and you don't want to be in that boat. You want to be the one going, I control my destiny.
Pep came out and said that. He says we don't control our own destiny.
No,
anymore.
they don't. Neither team absolutely does not. Liverpool, if they win out, and they can, that they win it. It's absolutely baffling to me why both teams kind of sat back a little bit and didn't absolutely throw the kitchen sink at them. It's
especially City at home and dominating that game. And Holland had another just poor game.
And the thing is,
his standards.
I think Pep.
Roy Keane ripped him a new one.
Oh yeah, deservedly so.
I think Pep wanted to, but I think is like for whatever reason, whatever he wanted wasn't translating and getting through. Like they weren't finding a way forward.
Nate, I think you're right. That's why you put on Doku and Grealish.
Yep.
His two creative, fast players on the outsides, get down, cross the ball in. And what did they do? Not that.
They stand on the outside and held the ball.
Yeah. I mean,
it's odd. But then even Arsenal, it's like, Arsenal, what are you doing now? Like, just go.
Yeah.
You know, go for it.
I agree.
Take Kai Havertz out, please. Let me tell you.
I think he scored 7 goals this year so far. He's done all right. Yeah. 70 million's now. No, you're right.
He's not.
Right.
He's not a target forward.
That's where they're playing him. It is bizarre how they're playing him out of position like that. They definitely have to go get a striker this summer.
Yeah,
Arsenal
should have did it in January.
Exactly. Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz. That is not it. Ivan Toney is probably going to be the player they go and get, I think, in my opinion. So we'll put that out there now. I would be surprised if he didn't go to Arsenal. I think Ivan Toney's lining it up. Obviously, still some hangovers that he's had. There's fresh rumors that the FA have found more betting, that he's being investigated again for
Ivan
betting.
Toney?
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Yep. That came out, I believe, the day before the Belgium game.
These players are struggling nowadays. They really need a.
I know, right? Like, what do you need more money for?
Well,
because they're struggling, Brooks. I just said that.
Yeah, this
really?
is true. All right,
Brooks,
so
the man only has 2 Bentleys.
I know.
only 2.
How is he going to get his third?
Oh my gosh!
Think about him. Jeez.
Yeah. Would you please think about him and his Bentley?
His house is only $10 million.
I know.
So yes, there are
Only.
The FA looks to be investigating again Ivan Toney. Officially, Sandro Tonali has been charged by the Football Association with 50 offenses of placing bets earlier this season. It happened between August 12th, 2023 and October 12th, 2023. Tonali has already been banned for 10 months for betting offenses whilst in Italy. He couldn't stop. Where are his agent and his family?
He needs to go to Gamblers
do.
Anonymous.
They really do. You know what? It's being hypercritical, and it's very ironic that, obviously, we've all said this before, that they're not allowed to bet. Because what do? They run around for 90 minutes a week with a big betting sponsor on their shirt. It's nutty, and then they're told not to bet. But those are the rules. We know the rules. And as we've seen here in America, Shohei Ohtani is
Pete
in
Rose.
trouble. Pete Rose is kind of laughing.
Jameis Wilson.
Who's that?
Receiver for the Detroit Lions.
Oh, yeah.
For betting.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he did.
Right.
Jamison Williams, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of betting athletes.
Get yourself a betting handler. I don't understand how it's that hard. Like, give someone 10% of whatever you're betting on and have them go place it for you.
Why is it difficult to, not place a bet? I don't understand that.
Brooks, come on. Huh.
Take the high road.
When you've got the money, I guess, it's hard not to. But
go invest it. Go invest in some stock.
They are investing it on
some real estate.
On the team that they're betting on.
Yeah.
I will say, though, Michael Jordan and both him and Phil Nicholson came out a couple of years ago.
Oh, they're big gamblers.
And they've bet millions and millions of dollars, right? And Charles Barkley came out and said it once. He goes, listen, we're athletes. That gets our heart going, but it's also a job. We need something else to get our heart going. Like, what if we bet $500,000 on something? He's like, that really gets your heart going. Like, oh boy, that makes it tense. What's gonna go? Did I do this right? So I get it. Trust me, I get it. When I bet $7 on a game and it doesn't come off, oh my God, I can't believe it. Oh, the kids aren't eating this week.
When I lose 2, I'm really pissed.
Yeah,
really pissed.
Yeah. You don't seem that pissed, Nate.
$2, bro.
Yeah, $2 isn't that okay? Yeah.
Actually, back last Euro Cup, the most exciting game I bet on was actually Ukraine versus Spain. I bet on Ukraine to tie it.
Really?
0-0.
Oh.
And they actually did tie it.
You probably earned a lot of money. Even if you only
did.
put $2, you probably earned like
It was
$40 or more.
Spain was shelling them. And I was just like, oh my God, oh my God.
Let's jump in and talk about those other EPL games happening that happened. Let's talk about that Manchester United Brentford game.
There's nothing to talk about there. Just move on.
Brentford hosting Man United. This game was... Listen, Man United in the first 10 or 15 minutes I thought played well. They came out and did very good. They looked like they were about to go on and win this game. And then all of a sudden, they remembered like, hey, we suck. And we suck sometimes. And then we don't come back and we don't do anything and we make it really hard on ourselves. This team is more Jekyll and Hyde than Aston Villa this year. Aston Villa will show up and lose 2-0 to Nottingham Forest. They'll lose 4-0 at home to Tottenham. But then they'll beat Arsenal and Man City, and then Wolves handedly. Both Jekyll and Hyde. I was expecting Man United to come up and just trump the heck out of Brentford. Brentford hit the post twice, hit the crossbar twice. They were all over them. To be fair, it ended 1-1. To be fair to Brentford, if we're being very honest,
they should have had 3 goals.
They should have had 3 goals. They should have had all 3 points here.
Had 3 goals.
Now let's just. Nate, this is your team. I'll let you have the floor on it.
Not much to talk about. Move on. United played really poor, and I thought they struggled across the field. I thought Minot had a good game, even though you hate him. Don't think he should be on the national team.
I was wondering why he was pulled early in this game.
They shouldn't have pulled him because
why did they pull him so early in this game?
Don't know.
They pulled him and put
maybe
in.
Maybe because he was tired. The guy I would have pulled was Mikitoni because after they scored, United, Mikitoni decided to defend Delote during that goal that tied it up.
Yep.
And I don't know. Last time I checked, Delote.
You don't want to defend your own player.
It's not going to score on you, but you probably should defend the midfielder standing inside the 18 by himself. That would be good. As a defensive midfielder. I don't know. It's just me. Just call me crazy. But it's, that
Nate, go ahead.
It's just depressing, that's the best way to put it.
I love how it goes, it's just depressing. And then
it's just
laughter.
depressing.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like, Mason Mount scores. You're like, yeah, guy comes back from injury, been a long time, gets on the field, great goal, everything you want. Minute later,
yep.
like a wet turd.
Yep.
You're just like, God damn it.
So,
but I mean, in reality, Brentford should have won that game with
they were
all
the better team.
They were the better team. They had United pinned back. I don't know why, but they had United pinned back, and they outplayed them. They outplayed them up and down the field. They hit the post. And when I mean they hit the post, I mean United were saved by the post. One of those where the shot hits it and then just magically goes like this instead of like this and into the goal like it should.
Yep.
That was United got the luck of the bounce throughout that game on the multiple times that ball should have just tipped inwards. Onana had some decent saves.
Onana I thought played well. Yeah, I thought
he was
Onana
spinning
kept
on his
him in it.
head, and I mean you were. Really, Lindelof was not very good.
No.
Varane was, and you just see that you can see where they're struggling at in the areas that they are.
So I got a couple questions on this, Nate. Let's look at the table.
Yeah.
Do Man United?
We're not moving.
Okay. They got
we're
9
hanging out.
games. They're hanging out.
We're hanging out.
Hey,
is UEFA figured out the Champions League spots yet? Because that's the only way we're playing in Europe.
I think it's top 5.
Top 5
for Champions League.
Europa, here we come, baby.
I think it's going to be Europa
Woo!
League. Yeah. All right. So let me ask you this. Let me ask you the next question. All right. If they don't get into Champions League, and we know there's been a cash injection from Sir Jim Ratcliffe, do Man United stick with Erik ten Hag this summer? Do they stick with him, or do they go somewhere else? Because it's usually for teams of Man United caliber, Champions League or bust.
I'm gonna ask a question for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask a question to your question with your question. It's an inception of questions at this point.
I know where this is going, so I'm prepared. But go for it.
Yeah, your check engine light goes on. Do you then change the window wipers?
We've used this example before.
No, you do not.
Okay.
Do not.
So to me is I don't care who you bring in, because you had world class managers here. You had managers we had this conversation before.
Yeah.
Just like you said.
Mm-hmm.
We've there's managers who come and gone who are doing well other places with less. And until you fix everything else, I don't see the point. So I stay with Erik ten Hag, not because, you got to ride with the manager, or I believe in him, and maybe he's not the best guy. I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell. I think he did a lot with the team last year. I think a lot's gone wrong this year.
Sure.
I think the ship was righted way too late in the season for them to recover. He's still in some competitions. They could still win a trophy. They have that ability, FA Cup, playing Coventry, and then they're in the final. So
Yeah, they could end up winning the FA Cup.
they could win.
I don't know. Haji Wright's on a roll.
Yeah. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, they could end up. I mean, if you're a betting man, you're not betting Coventry to beat Man United. Sorry, you're just not. You know?
I mean, some people will.
I
Okay,
might now,
those-
based on the
yeah.
performance
And,
this weekend.
and some people eat crayons and sniff glue, Brooks, but you're not betting Man United to lose against Coventry. You're not betting any Division 2 championship team to beat a top 6 Premier League team. It's just not going to, usually doesn't happen. I mean, Coventry played Wolves. They scraped it out. Great for them.
There are a lot of upsets usually in FA Cup. But
Sweet. United played Liverpool and dub trucked them. Anyways, so reality's saying you're probably going to have a Manchester derby type game.
Yep.
We'll see how it goes. That's going to be a flip of the coin because of everything that City's chasing, and even if they're out of the league, they still got Champions League that they got to worry about, and that's in the hopper with all that. So we'll see how that goes, right?
Yep. Understood.
I think
Oh, sorry.
he is fine enough to stay. Is he the best manager of the world? I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying I think the club has a lot of other problems that they should be working out before they go ahead and get the
Understood.
manager.
Yep,
Because
understood.
I think anyone you bring in this environment is going to fail.
Yeah. No, I trust me. I agree with you.
And anyone else you brought in this environment has failed.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
It's been 12 plus years.
me saying that comment, I kind of have history on my side, so
100% agree with you. You got to get stuff figured out in-house. Got to get the better players in there. Some of those players just aren't Man United quality, in my opinion, anymore.
Brooks unleashed his microphone for whatever reason. Let's just let him talk.
No. That's a comment
He's
from.
got a rap.
Oh, we got some comments.
Yeah, you know.
All right, we got some
Mr.
online
Danny Price here.
Is he back from Florida?
Are you back from Florida?
He almost
Danny?
got eaten by a goddamn alligator.
Really?
He FaceTimed me. He was like, I almost got eaten by an alligator. I punched a snake, and I don't think he meant that sexually.
Probably like a 2-foot alligator.
I don't know.
All right,
it was very foresty where he I
Foresty.
thought it was. I was like, am I talking to Crocodile? I'm like,
Crocodile
have you been-
England.
Have you been kidnapped? What's going on? Why are you FaceTiming me? Is this I was waiting for him to go, Nate, I need you to break into my account. This is proof of life. I'm like, what is going on? Anyways,
What's going on?
All right, what's Danny got to say?
Moments FC is United's new name. One decent performance every 6 to 8 games. Not enough consistency to be considered a top-tier side. United will finish 6th to 8th. So there you go.
There you go. I think, all right, so both Man United
told
fans
you.
on the show said they're
West
gonna
Ham
finish 6th.
or Newcastle could catch them.
I don't think West Ham or Newcastle are catching them, but who knows?
He said 6 to 8.
Yes.
Yes,
United are.
6.
Danny wants Mourinho to come in. I think that'd be interesting. Sack him, bring in Mourinho.
You want Mourinho to come back in? Whew.
I think that'll be. I think
Man.
that could help.
I think that'd be interesting. That would be very strange to see again. I don't know if he'd come back. All right, let's get to the other games that happened this weekend. Aston Villa 2, Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Oh, look at
Yeah.
you. Look at you.
Yeah.
Look at
So
you.
this is a derby match, so everybody doesn't know. These two clubs are about 17 miles apart, so it is a bit of a derby match. We call them the Dogheads or the Dingles. It is a derby match.
Are they rivals with Birmingham City?
Yes, we all are. It's all the Midlands clubs. So I'm very happy we won one because all my friends and family back home now don't have to deal with their friends that support Wolverhampton. To be honest, right off the bat, Villa went at it. One big save again by Martinez kept them in the game, and then Villa put their foot down, and it could have been a lot more. Moussa Diaby with an absolutely stunning goal, an absolutely brilliant goal, stepped into that one. Yeah.
You're welcome.
He did disappear though for a couple of months.
Shut up.
This was his first start back in the Villa side for a while. He disappeared a little bit. I think he hit the Premiership on such a high, and then all of a sudden he just hit this little bit of a dip in form.
Bundesliga takes the winner off.
Yes, it's true. Hopefully, we're going to see a little bit
Look at the
more of the
Farmers League.
Musa Diaby in the last 8 games for Villa because we're going to need him. Leon Bailey played very well. Ollie Watkins only played the half.
Yeah.
He came out at halftime injured. Not good there, especially because on Wednesday, Aston Villa go to Manchester City. We need our talisman. We need Ollie Watkins. Brooks, do you know who came in at halftime for Ollie Watkins? Duran. Johan Duran.
Oh, the Chicago Fire kid.
Yeah, former
How's
Chicago
he been
Fire.
doing, by the way? I feel like he doesn't play anymore.
Brilliant. He played his socks off.
Oh.
He is the person
Colombian.
who created the second goal with how hard he pressed and he works. I will not fault the man's work ethic. He works his socks off.
Do you see him being an elite striker in the EPL, though?
No, and I don't think we bought him, for 19 million pounds to be an elite striker.
Sure.
We bought him to fill in the role like he did and work his socks off and put a goal in the back. He's got a couple goals this year.
He does.
Nate?
He's 20.
Yeah.
I know, he's only 20.
This is
I know.
It's the same thing like when people are like, oh, why isn't Gio Reyna starting? He's 21.
No, for sure. No,
Like,
no, 100%.
Well,
He was just super inconsistent with Fire. That was my always
He's
thing.
had some inconsistencies with Villa, and I will say, listen, he's the same age as Rasmus Højlund, right?
Yes.
Rasmus Højlund bought for 60 million, a little bit more experience in a better league. You expect him to do a little bit more. So I think they're both. I think Rasmus Højlund's done very well. I think Johan Duran, for where he came from and the price he was paid, has also done very well. Very similar players. Rasmus Højlund, much more technical player though, but Duran stepped in and did a very nice job. Ezri Konsa made his international debut this week with England, and then steps into the Villa game and scores a goal. Villa win 2-0 and move away from Tottenham. Yes, Nate.
2 questions.
Yes, sir.
When you're done.
Yes, sir. Go for it.
Done? You good?
Go for it. Yep.
Are we believing now? Are we making the Champions League?
So based on the game 2 weeks ago, no. Based on the game this week, yes. See, Jekyll and Hyde. I don't know. So someone
I respect that.
Yeah, someone asked me a funny question the other day, and I wanted to put it to you guys, so I'll put it to you now.
All right.
Nate, it may be you may not be able to answer this one because you're a Man United fan and you guys have trophies, you've won trophies, and that's it.
I'm also a Stuttgart fan, though.
This is true.
Remember
This is
that.
true.
And I'm a neutral, so I'm okay.
Let's go with Stuttgart. So forget about Man United altogether. So someone came to me the other day and said, listen, you guys are competing in the Europa Conference League. You look like you could win it. You're probably the best team left in that competition, right? But you're also fighting for Champions League. What would you rather have? What would you rather have this year? Would you rather win a trophy? Because we haven't won a fucking trophy since 94. We haven't won a trophy in 30 years. Would you rather have a Europa Conference League trophy, or would you rather have a Champions League berth? Would you rather finish top 4?
So if you would have told me the Europa, I would have said the Europa.
Conference League, not Europa Cup.
I know.
Yep.
Because Europa, you get a trophy. You get both. Conference League, you already birthed yourself a Europa visit, basically. So I would say Champions League.
Okay.
Because the worst, when I look at the table.
But you haven't won a trophy in 30 years.
Yeah,
but it's
like,
Europa
it's it's like
Conference
the
League.
curling cup.
I know.
And it's not. I'm not trying to scoff the trophy. First thing, I think if you guys don't win the Conference League, even with your bench, I mean, come on, look at the teams that are left there.
I'm not
Is
disagreeing.
Ajax gone?
We
they
knocked them
they
out.
knocked them out.
Yeah.
So
They came to Villa Park. We beat them 4-0.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the teams that are left in the Conference League, and I'm sorry, like you should. I mean, Leal, all right, fine,
Lille, yeah.
they're a little bit good, but like,
Is it Marseille in there?
I believe they're still in there.
Yeah.
nope.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh,
No.
they got knocked
They
out?
got Olympioso. Was it
Greek team.
Fenerbahce?
Fenerbahce.
Club Brugge.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. There's some good teams, but overall, the person who I was talking to could not believe that I was going to give up a trophy to make Champions
No.
League, and I said, listen,
No, if it's Europa, I understand.
because then you get into Champions
Yes,
League.
because it's a 2-4.
So
Well, what does a trophy get you?
Just
Just a trophy.
just a trophy, a piece of silverware to put in your trophy
Yeah.
cabinet.
And you get some money with it, right? Probably if you win Europa Conference.
Let's look at.
But you don't need that, right?
No, don't need the money.
Let's take a player's perspective.
Yeah.
Look at Liverpool. Winning the drink cup,
The Moose Cup. Yep.
the Moose Cup.
Yeah.
Did those players really seem like they gave a shit.
Not really.
No.
No.
And that's what you're talking about.
Right. It
And
absolutely 100%
Europa's
is.
different because you win a cup and then you're in the
In Champions League, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Totally
more to
different.
it. There's more at stake.
So,
Yeah.
so here's where I'm coming from. Trust me, I would like a trophy. A trophy would be nice to say we won something. But you get into the Champions League, and now let's pretend Newcastle, West Ham, and Aston Villa are bidding on the same player this summer. We're all offering the same money. We're all saying, "Come play for us." We've triggered the transfer fee. Now this player gets to decide which club he wants to go play for the following season. Where do you think he's going to pick? He's going to pick the team that's in the Champions League. Newcastle and West Ham ain't making Champions League this year, are they? Right, Villa are. That's where I'm at because it sets you apart. It sets you apart in the players' minds that we get to go play in the Champions League there. I want to go play for this club. It now puts us into that upper echelon, and it really can propel you forward because you're selling out the stadium for almost every single game the following year.
It keeps your good players.
Yes.
Like, I don't think so. I'll take my team, which will be my second question in a minute. Stuttgart. I don't think Gillespie is going anywhere.
He doesn't need to, right?
Doesn't need to. And I think the low end of the transfer clause that he had in there was if they were going to struggle again, then he could leave. But now he's playing Champions League. So why would he go to like a Fulham or, that was sniffing around or someone who's not a mid-league Premier League team? Why would he go there? He's going to play Champions League.
Nate, do you remember the conversation that you and I had 2 years ago? And I said, Jack Grealish isn't leaving Aston Villa. He's not leaving
I
for
told
the
you he
money. And it came out that he really wasn't leaving for the money. He was leaving for the chance to go play Champions League. Now, if Villa was in the Champions League, he wouldn't have left.
So
and we would have kept our best player.
So the big rumor on Harry Kane is he didn't go to Munich to win the Bundesliga. He went to Munich to play and win the Champions League.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, that's where players are going. That's where players are moving. It keeps your talent.
Yeah, you don't very often get the chance to play in the Champions League, which is the best of the best of the best of the best, right? So these players know that they have such short careers. They got to get there, and not just get there, but they got to win it. They got to try to win it. So
at that point, the only team you're going to leave for if you're in the Champions League is for another team that's
in the Champions
League.
Yeah.
And so that minimizes the risk of you losing that player.
Yep.
It turns into a 1-10 or so to a 1-4, a 1-3.
No, you're not wrong. So I'm very happy Villa won this weekend. 3 more points. We're on 59 points. We're in 4th. We do have Tottenham have a game in hand. You got your hand up?
Second question.
Yes, go for it.
If things play out the way they are,
yes, sir.
There's a possibility that Villa could be playing Stuttgart.
How fun would that be?
Is soccer going on a road trip?
I'm saving the pennies. We are going to go on a road trip. We are going to make.
What are you going to play him in?
What?
What a competition?
Champions League.
Oh, okay. Oh, for next year. Okay.
Sir.
Sorry.
So they changed the format for next year, by the way.
Okay.
Sweet Jesus!
You don't get put into a group. Yeah, Brooks, we've been talking about Champions League for the last 10 minutes.
I don't watch a lot of Champions
all right.
League sometimes.
Next year, the format is changing for Champions League. You don't get to put into a group and play round robin. You get, they just pick teams out of a hat. You play 8 games, 8 different teams randomly.
Yeah,
Really?
I don't
So,
like it.
I don't like it. I don't like it, but
So you could get
but there's a better chance the Villa and
so you could
Stuttgart
play
could
all
actually
the
play.
English teams if you get randomly drawn somehow.
I think there's.
Or is there a way where that doesn't happen?
I don't know. I got to be honest. I haven't looked into the specifics.
I think they are breaking it out by country, but
Yeah.
it is a random.
Yeah.
It's like a World Cup draw, if you will.
Okay.
Yeah.
I freaking hate it. It's stupid. Everything's dumb.
Well, we'll
Moving
see.
on.
We'll see. Moving on. Newcastle United 4, West Ham 3 at Newcastle. This is up on Tyneside. West Ham went up 3-1 in this game, and the West Ham fans started singing, "Stand up if you're 3-1 up and on your way to victory." And then all of a sudden, their team shit the bed, and Newcastle came back, storming back, 2 goals in the 90th and 94th minute. Unbelievable. Newcastle win this one 4-3. What a game. Bournemouth 2, Everton 1. Tyler Adams finally goes the distance, starts, plays the entire game. Brooks, how did he look in this game, my friend? What was your assessment on Tyler Adams against Everton?
No, I mean, I think just quick analysis here. I mean, he looked pretty good.
He didn't hit any bangers like he did against Mexico, though,
no,
did he?
but I mean, he was running and tracking and covering and getting forward. And, he was a good being a good box-to-box midfielder. And it's a guy that I would say looks like he deserves to play for a Premier League side. That's an American. That's domestic. Can't say the same thing about Gio right now. He's got to play a little more.
Right.
It's kind of what Christian looked like at the beginning. The question is, can Tyler keep it up, every year? That's going to be the question with him.
Right. Well, speaking of Gio Reyna, him and his Nottingham Forest team tied 1-1 with Crystal Palace. So we had two Americans in the same game there against each other. Chris Richards, 1-1. Gio Reyna came in at the 60th minute, so he played the final 30. What a great goal by Chris Wood there for Nottingham Forest. Little flick over his head back. What a great goal that was in that game. Sheffield United 3, Fulham 3. Sheffield United went up in this game 3-1. Fulham fight back in the end. Jedi Robinson on the field, Tim Ream not on the bench. He was on the bench there. Tottenham Hotspur 2, Luton Town 1. Luton Town went up 1-0 in the 8th minute. Tottenham came roaring back. Couldn't believe it was only 2-1 in this one. I really was hoping Tottenham could hang on. Could have done us a favor there, Luton. But Tottenham, you let them back in, and they did it. So those are the games in the Premiership for the weekend. All right, we are going to be right back. We are going to talk about Todd Boehly at Chelsea and when he is leaving. We're going to talk about Xabi Alonso. We're going to do a little MLS talk. We'll show you the Bundesliga table. We've got a lot more to get to. We'll be right back.
Tempo, yes, drop out, good. Yes, touch play, right foot, yes. Scan, good. Touch in, play, drop your hip, right, yes, good scan. Yes. Jay, well done. Inside on touch, play, see it, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please do us a huge favor. Give our partners and our sponsors some love. Soccer World, soccerworld.net. You can find all your online soccer gear needs. Next Level Training, they are the best trainers around. They are the best trainers in the country. Trust me. Big thank you to Thomas McGee's, downtown Detroit. As you've heard us say tonight, they've got all the soccer games on the televisions. Go down there. Some good food and good beers as well. Big thank you to the Michigan Jaguars. They've got skill levels of all types and for kids. Trust me, in all ages. Get to the Michigan Jaguars, MichiganJaguarsFC.com. It's the best possible soccer experience for every player, regardless of skill level. And a big thank you to the football doc. Dr. Zach Atwood. If you have been injured, if you need physical therapy and you're a soccer player, visit the football doc. Good dude. Plays soccer, has played soccer for years. He knows those soccer exercises. Trust me. Follow him on all his social media accounts, man. He gives some great advice, by the way. I have sought him out. I've had some hamstring issues. He's really helped me out. Nate?
Yeah, so NLT, we plugged them once or twice.
Next Level Training, yeah, we know those guys. They're good. Yep. Mm-hmm.
You posted something on the socials.
Ooh, the Jason Davis goal?
Jake Davis, yes.
Jake Davis.
Jake Davis. Sorry, Jake Davis. Sorry, yes.
And
I was thinking Jason of his dad. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not enough could be said about Aaron and what he actually does, within this area. And if you're in this area, you got to get to some of these camps, especially when they have the pro camps. I begrudgingly say this because my daughter loves them, and then I'm going to be like, oh, crap, there's no room for my daughter because everyone jumped on this. But Sydney met Jake Davis, got his autograph from him. I literally showed her that video, and I was like, hey, does this person look familiar? She's like, not really. And I went, well, you got his autograph. And she's like, oh, my God. And, her eyes just lit up. So, I mean, NLT, they do so much. They bring in, especially these pro camps, these little specialty things they do. If you can't, I know everyone's schedule's busy. I know budgets are tight. But literally, if you got time for some of those things, I mean, it can't be said about that. The fact that, your kid could be training and meeting a professional player and then being able to see them, it's just amazing. I mean, as a parent, it's incredible. You know what I mean? So it's absolutely incredible.
There were several players this weekend that scored goals or were doing incredible things, and Aaron, the next level training, train them. Yeah. I mean, it was nutty. It's crazy to think that all these players that are playing at such a high level in the game come right here to Michigan, to this building that we're in, and train with Aaron. And we've got videos of those guys training, and those guys and girls training. Chloe Ricketts on the bench for the Washington Spirit in their victory today.
That was my daughter. That was one
her.
of my daughter's favorite players too, because she just interacted with her and this and that, and she was like, Chloe is one of my favorites. Is just incredible.
I can't wait for Chloe to she is making her mark in that team. I can't wait for her to become a regular starter and then take that league by storm, and then pretty soon she's going to be in that U.S. women's national team.
Straight up NWSL games.
Yep.
I was watching.
Oh, yeah, you were mentioning that. You put that on the Facebook group yesterday, right?
I said Sunday. I had the days wrong.
The day wrong.
It was just Sunday rhymed. Saturday swole on. I'm usually not in the gym on a Saturday, but I was like, holy crap. I'm like, this is an entertaining game. I'm going to have to pay more attention to that.
Yeah, man, they got some great games in that league, by the way.
Oh, hell yeah.
There's a lot of people who don't like women's soccer or
they're
just
filling the goddamn
watch it.
stands.
I think it's great.
They're 20, 30,000 in some of these. I was looking just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
And then they're 20, 30,000 home games.
That's great.
Just as much as MLS.
Yeah, man. It is awesome. All right, let's jump in. We are going to be talking about the Bundesliga, and why don't we talk about Xabi Alonso? Listen, what the job he's doing at Bayer Leverkusen, are you kidding me? 39 games unbeaten.
Yep.
Unbeaten in 39 games. Again, I'm going to say this again. I don't care what league you're playing in. I don't care who you're playing against. You go 39 games unbeaten, you are doing something absolutely spot on right. It is sensational. Now, the rumors have been swirling for weeks and weeks about where he's going to be going. Everybody figured he's definitely going to be leaving Bayer Leverkusen for a bigger job. The Bayern Munich job's open. The Real Madrid job could be open. Then it was shut down. The Liverpool job's definitely open. He's going there, isn't he? He's going there. Nope. You know what he decided to do? He's sticking around at Bayer Leverkusen. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm here for that. He's staying, and he's saying, I built this team. Let's go. Let's do this.
So not only did he build that team, but he has all control pretty much of that team, of all transfers in and out. And I mean, his record then proves it, too, so he can bring anything he wants in. They are locked into the Champions League.
Yep.
And really, they win 9 points, and the league is theirs. 9 points, the league is theirs.
Thomas Tuchel came out today and said, yeah, they've won.
They've
won. We've given up.
And so Leverkusen, which was what Leverkusen used to be called, is Leverkusen, because they've gotten close several times throughout the history of the club.
Interesting.
But have never won the Pokal, or never won the Bundesliga, ever. And the fact that he is on the cusp of doing that, he's still in the Europa, which West Ham will be a tough challenge, but that will be really the challenge for him to see how well this team is playing a Premier League team that's in the top 10. So that will be an interesting series of games for them. But the fact that he's in that and possibly going to be the Pokal final, I mean, he's got to be the Division II team, which I'm again, Division 1, Division 2. I'm gonna put my money on the Division 1 team that hasn't lost a damn game against a Division 2 team. So chances are he'll win that, and they'll be in a final, and he'll play either another Division 2 or 3 team. So a double at min is what we're looking at.
Yep. Yeah, incredible.
With possibly a triple with the Europa.
Incredible. And you would put money on him to go win the Europa, except for there's Liverpool in the way there. So who knows with Jurgen Klopp in his last year?
We'll see. But if Liverpool is chasing the Premier League and they need to rust players,
you know where that priority is going to lie.
Where does we go back to that conversation we just had? Where does the priority lie? And I don't see the priority with Liverpool at this point lying with the Europa.
Agreed.
Because they already secured their Champions League spot. I see their priority going towards the league.
Yep.
But, we'll see. And it'll be interesting moving on. And who knows? Maybe Leverkusen never plays Liverpool. Maybe they cash out early because of all the other games they still have going on. So it'll be interesting down the stretch. But the reality is it's not even like their league to lose at this point. They would literally the wheels would have to come so far off the bus for Leverkusen not to win right now with 13 points ahead of Munich. It's incredible. And it's not that Tuchel's been doing a bad job. And I said this even on our Facebook chat. I posted something about Kane not winning another title, possibly. And my buddy Monty was like, well, it's not his fault. And I said, you're right. It actually isn't his fault. And who knows, Munich could still win the Champions League, possibly. And everyone's going, well, how could they win the Champions League if they can't win their own league? The reality is Tuchel's actually on pace to have as much or more points than the Munich winning side the last 5 years. So it's not that they did bad this year. It's that Leverkusen's just on one hell of a killer
I was about to say,
run.
it's just that Leverkusen have just stormed away. I mean, they pick up points in every single game. How can you beat that? You can't beat that.
So then we go into all right, who's going to leave? Is a Florian Wirtz going to leave after winning a league, after being in Champions League? Where's he going to go? Really? I mean, I wouldn't see him leaving. I see majority of the squad staying with maybe one or two guys exiting, but majority of the squad staying, and him having the financial ability to then pick up additional players. Where would you go? Like, Liverpool's it's a hard thing to follow Klopp, right?
Yeah.
And the Premier League's harder. Madrid would be a great spot to go.
We know that
that's
Ancelotti just signed
for a year.
Exactly, and Carlo Ancelotti just signed up for another year there. Barcelona job's not open too much.
I wouldn't go to Barcelona.
No one wants to go there. They're going to stick with Xavi over there, but yeah.
And sorry, Munich's a dumpster fire.
Yeah,
Munich's midfield is atrocious. Munich's midfield, they have German midfielders that are not even being called into the national team. You got Alphonso Davies is probably leaving.
Yep.
You sunk all your money into center backs and a forward. Good luck with you. They got problems, tons of problems that aren't going to be resolved in one season.
I'm here for it. I love the fact that he's staying. I love the fact that he's not going to jump to a so-called big club or big job for money. He's like, I'm building this. This is where I want to be. This is it. And he's gonna win. He's winning. He's winning trophies. It's awesome to see.
And even better for the league.
Yeah.
Sebastian Hoeneß for Stuttgart, who's sitting in third right now, is already extended extension. Said he wasn't going to leave. Yeah. So now you got your number one, your number three, who have been doing very well, both staying.
Yeah.
And that's going to bring tremendous competition with the league.
Well, and team number 2, speaking of Champions League, that's what they're gunning for. They're definitely not going to win the Bundesliga. Bayern Munich, they played in Der Klassiker this weekend against Borussia Dortmund. Wow, that game did not quite go the way I thought it was going to go. Dortmund looked like they were the better team for the majority of that game. Harry Kane missed a couple of sitters. You would expect those to fly into the back of the net. He missed it to tie it up 1-1. He missed it later in the game to tie it up 1-1 again. And then Dortmund put a second in the back of the net and kind of run off winning 2-0. Dortmund getting back on track.
Well, and I had a feeling Dortmund was going to win this one because
Did you?
Yeah. because they were there. Dortmund struggling like heck because they were outside the Champions League, maybe still outside the Champions League. Let me look at the table. Nope, just snuck right back in by 3 by winning that one because Leipzig drew their point against Mainz. So at the time that the kickoff happened, they were actually outside looking in, and you can't not be in the Champions League with Dortmund. You can't not do it. So I saw Dortmund, especially being at home, going all in, all out, and throwing it all at Munich here. And I didn't see Munich's midfield holding up to Dortmund's attack, especially the wingers. So.
Well, Dortmund went at it, and I think they were good for the money, man. They're on 53 points into that 4th spot right now. This was a great Der Klassiker, by the way. And if people don't know, if you're not on board with the Bundesliga yet, get on board. There's some great games. Nate, I do have, if we got time a little later, I do have a little bit of a debate I would like to have with you about some players in said league, Bundesliga. We will get to that. What else do you have on tap for us?
Just around the league,
in and around the Bundesliga, my friend.
And the last minute on Leverkusen. The funny thing about them is they keep scoring 90-plus minute goals, which tells you the mentality of that team, where they're just like, we're gonna win this shit, and they
never give up.
They never give
It's
up.
like Liverpool.
It's
they
incredible.
score in the 85th,
incredible.
95th minute all the time. Never bet against these teams.
So, just running through it real quick, Gladbach versus Freiburg, 0-3 with Freiburg. You had several USA players playing there. Joe Scully played 75 minutes. Pfalk played 62 minutes. Got in, got out, and that 0-3 to Freiburg, which Freiburg has a very historic old coach who's moving on.
Yep.
Very unfortunate for that team because he was the backbone of that. And then really the only other really noteworthy game, well, outside of Stuttgart crap in the bed, Kevin Padres played full 90 for Wolfsburg, who ended up winning 0-2. He had completed the most dribbles within the match. Did very well, which is great for anything in the USA side. Stuttgart played Hoffenheim. Just to wrap it up, the commentators cursed Stuttgart to no end. That is my personal belief. They were up 0-2. The commentators like, oh, Stuttgart, they're really running away for this. And Heidenheim is about an hour away. It's technically a derby match for but the simple fact that Heidenheim hasn't been in the first division in a gajillion years. So it's not talked about enough. But Galistri had a goal. Stiller, who looks just like you, I will attest to that, had a goal.
Good-looking gentleman, I guess.
Good-looking guy.
Yeah, all right.
They were up 2-0 going in, totally dominant. Then all of a sudden, own goal came in. And then 85th minute, Heidenheim scored again, and they were playing from behind. And then a last-minute Mittelsteff, who just got called into the national team, played a cross in from half field right into Undabi, who also just got called into the national team, brought it down within the 18, cut left, cut right, 2 defenders baited, buried it in the back of the net, ended up being 3-3 Stuttgart. But that game, talk about letting a team back into it. So it was a little bit disappointing.
Long season, man. Can't win them all, right? Long season.
Last
year they would have lost that game.
Hey,
net
value, you're still sitting third, but Dortmund is not too far behind at 53 points. They have 57. So you gotta win games like that, especially at home. That was Stuttgart's 1,000th home game.
Wow!
And they had fireworks and flares.
Very cool.
Ultras were going crazy all throughout. It was very entertaining and loud to hear. If you get a chance to watch that replay, you definitely can hear it throughout the camera work. Very cool. So
there's 9 games left in the Bundesliga season, my friend. There's 9 games left.
Yep.
It's the business end of the season, as we keep saying, right? And these German banger of games keep happening. Bangers.
Yeah, we got Stuttgart traveling to Dortmund. They got a couple hard games ahead of them. Actually,
they got a hard schedule. The year right there.
They got a hard schedule: Dortmund, Leverkusen, and Munich before year ends. Yeah, they got a hard one.
Okay.
So I'm just hoping they hold out. And Honestly, I would hope that they finish Champions League third or fourth because of how long they've been up. They've been up the whole year. They've been at top four.
They're going to do it.
I'm hoping they would. But even if they fell out and fell into Europa, that's still for a team.
Hell of a season for a team that almost got relegated last year.
Exactly. For a team that was in relegation battle, for you to play in Europe next year, that is a storybook of a season. I'm hoping that it's going to be Champions League. They re-signed a lot of their players, like they are planning for that. So we'll just see.
All right, Nate, I'm cutting you off. Right now.
Off.
I got to ask this. Who would you rather see make Champions League this year? Stuttgart or Man United?
Oh, fuck.
Come on. Only one of them can do it. Who would it be? Who would you rather see in the Champions League for next year?
Can Danny log off real quick?
Danny, earmuff it up, Danny.
I'd want to see Stuttgart.
Yeah, I do too,
I think
buddy.
they've earned it. I think they deserve it more. I think they earn it more. Excuse me.
Well, they've been playing better. They're putting more effort in. They're not a Jekyll and Hyde team like Man United.
Sebastian Hoeneß has really changed this team, and
they deserve it more.
They are a historic team, just like Aston Villa. Yeah. I mean, the parallels to our two teams is uncanny. Stuttgart's won the league 4 times. They've been in the Champions League before. They've had historic players rolling through there. The problem is they just haven't been anything noteworthy the last 10 years. So I think this is their rebranding, if you will, and them coming out. I would hope that they could do it, get in there, and you know what? Not have it be a one-off. Actually, stay in there in the next few years.
Nate, I can't wait till next year when we travel to Stuttgart or to Villa Park and watch our teams play in the Champions League against each other. And no matter the outcome, it's going to be a beautiful situation.
We're going to stay at the Jazz Hotel in Stuttgart. We're going to go to the top-level bar, oversee the city while we have bartenders makes us fancy McDrinks.
Oh, fancy McDrinks. I just drink beer. Is that okay? Can I just drink?
The cocktail specialist will be very disappointed in you, but you can.
That's okay.
You can. If you want to disappoint a German mixologist, go for it.
I've disappointed far better people than that.
I did take my buddy there last time I stayed there. He came in, American, comes in. He was like, let's go to this hotel bar. They make fabulous mixed drinks. We get up there. He's like, I'll take an Amstel Light. And you should have saw just the disappointment in this guy's face, the mixologist, who's just like,
no.
Okay. Then you got me just going, make whatever. He's like, make whatever? I go, make whatever. I don't like sweet drinks. He's like, yes, sir, right away. He was so excited. And then it went to my buddy, Amstel Light. And you just saw all the excitement leave his face instantly.
That's funny. Well, we'll go there. We'll go there when our teams are meeting in the Champions League.
Yeah.
All right. Moving away from Champions League to the MLS. We're going to a franchise system. No, one of the best players who's ever played for France. He's one of the best human beings, one of the best looking human beings ever. Olivier Giroud is No, he's already here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But he wants to come here and play. Olivier Giroud wants to come here and play because Hugo Lloris is here. LAFC, the rumors are out there. There's a little bit more than rumors. Everybody is reporting that the contract right now has not been signed, but it's in the works. It will get signed. Olivier Giroud is coming this summer, I believe it is, to play with LAFC. Brooks, you got to be happy about this, right? That's a big player right now. He's putting the balls in the back of the net in Serie A.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's another player to excite the league, sell some tickets and whatnot. And it's kind of a key piece, honestly, that LAFC need. I think Bouanga's a better, honestly, out-and-out winger than he is probably a center forward. But Bouanga being one of the top goal scorers the past couple seasons in MLS. And then
now you can put him out wide, and you can ship balls into the into the box for the big the big Frenchman.
Well, you're gonna get service anyways from Hollingshead, and then whoever they put at left back.
Cool. It's exciting.
So you'll be fine. And then I think today this past weekend they started Bogusz at center forward, young kid that scored some bangers for them this year, some LA bangers.
There were some real freaking good goals, some banger goals that happened in MLS this weekend. Yeah. Some bicycles, Jake Davis. That Jake Davis goal was a banger of a goal. Yeah. There were a lot of goals scored this weekend in MLS that were exciting. I tried to share a lot of those on the Facebook group, man, because I was excited to look at those. All right, so give us a rundown of the MLS. How's it going? We'll put up the table in a second here, but give us your rundown of the MLS so far, my friend.
Yeah, so I mean, the team that I thought was going to finish dead last in the league, Minnesota United, finally lost. Philadelphia Union beat them 2-0. So
we both made that prediction. We had them as the wooden spoon, which is the finishing dead last.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so it was a good result for Philly. You know, Colorado taking one from LAFC 3-2 this week. Georgia Mihailovic scoring 2 of those 3 goals for Colorado Rapids. Cincy and Charlotte, the 1-1 draw there.
Dean Smith doing all right, former Aston Villa manager. He's doing all right down there in Charlotte.
Yeah, you expect a little more, though, from Cincy, just, from the last year. And then, just they probably should have, I don't know, Nate said they probably should have had a few more goals, shouldn't they?
Well, I mean, the goal that they got scored on, I didn't think it was a penalty kick, but they called it whatever,
Are the referees back yet? Are the
Yes,
they are back.
Okay.
I know
maybe this coming week. They've agreed. They've come to agreement.
They ended the lockout, right?
Yes.
So they're not locking them out anymore, but they are going to come back. They probably need to get into shape, but either way, whatever.
You know me, I just thought it was soft. You know what I mean? I just thought it was a soft penalty to give. They gave it. And that was really Charlotte's only chance. I think since he has a lockdown defense, I think their midfield is great. I think their forwards are, so it's, it came down to Yedlin cutting in and some fantastic play where Bupenza buried it in the back of the net.
Yeah.
Right.
So that ends 1-1, right?
You hope that the forwards with the surrounding support will eventually find a little bit of form. I know they're looking at a Venezuela, 19-year-old striker who is moving from Europe because he's not getting enough playing time. Like, they're in the hunt for him. And if they pass up on him, I guess Houston. I'm not sure. Brooks, you know how that works more than I guess, since he has the options to take him. And
It just depends. There's this thing called discovery rights where you place it on a player, and
so
you got to buy discovery. It's crazy. It's
so
really stupid, to be honest.
Since he has the discovery rights,
I
from
think
my
so,
understanding, for this kid, and it's not that he's lights out. He's a young Venezuelan. He's playing in Europe. He's going, I'm not getting enough playing time over here. He's looking to move to MLS to get more playing time. I mean, quite frankly, I think they need help.
Yeah.
So
They need help at the center forward position, that's for sure.
All right. How else is the rest of the MLS doing, my friend?
I mean, Pedro Santos scoring a banger for DC United at home to beat Montreal 1-0. Good win for DC United there. Inter Miami at home to NYCFC. I believe Messi's still out with an injury, if I'm not mistaken.
Out till mid-April, hamstring injury. So 37 years old, 36 years old, hamstring injury. Add another week to it. Trust me.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Yes.
He's going to be out for a couple of weeks here.
Yeah, good result for NYCFC. Even going down there and get to 1-1 draw. I mean, listen, you still have Luis Suarez, Jordi Alba, Busquets, Julian Gressel. I mean, you still have some solid guys that, can play soccer and get results for you.
Those injuries are mounting for Inter Miami, though, man.
I told you.
Everyone. It's not even the old guys, though. It's
I know.
the younger kids.
I'm just saying, everyone's got to be healthy to have a good season. And, I mean, listen, right now they sit on second in the Eastern Conference because they started so well.
We're going to put up that table right here, my friend. So here is your Eastern Conference table. FC Cincinnati leading the way. Congratulations, Nate. FC Cincinnati, but
What?
1 point behind them is Inter Miami.
Yes, Sam and then Columbus.
And then
the
Columbus,
Red Bull are
yeah.
trailing.
Yeah, but how many losses does Inter Miami have?
Two.
2 losses.
How many losses does Cincinnati have?
0.
Zero.
Just saying. What's
Only other team with no losses here in the Eastern Conference is Philly, who's sitting 7th.
So
forget about them.
So
Yeah.
you're telling me, Nate, you called it. They're having troubles in the offensive end here. 6 goals played.
Brooks
in
called it
6
too.
games.
I mean,
Inter Miami's got 14 goals and 7.
Yeah.
we don't believe in scoring.
Apparently not.
Oh, it's hard to replace, like we talked about, Brandon Vasquez. It's really hard to replace him with the light, because Santos is older, not the player. Corey Bayard is a good hard worker that creates things. He's not going to score you goals. And then Budapensa's young. I mean, he's missed a lot of big chances. He's still got growth, but they need someone that's a legit goal scorer that's going to put in the back of the net.
I've never been sold on Bupenza. Never have. I think the back line for Cincinnati is the best in the league. And someone else can prove me otherwise when they do, but I really do think
Based on the fact that they've only given up 3 goals.
and one
Yeah.
of the and
Yeah, you're
one
right.
of those were from a PK.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's early on. I think their wing backs with Yedlin and Oriano are incredible. I think their midfield is really freaking good. I think Buka, the Czech kid guy that
Yeah, the young one in there.
I think he's the unsung hero. He does a lot of things that don't go noticed, but if you watch him play, he's always in the middle, doing what he needs to do, receiving, linking play, breaking up play, combined with Wobano and, of course, Acosta. And then you get to the forwards, and it's just a huge slide.
Chasm.
Huge slide.
Yeah, it's a huge slide.
So they're going to, I think until they find form with some of these guys, it's going to be a lot of 1-0 games or 1-1. It's just going to, it's just what it's going to be for now.
Yep. Oh, well. All right. Onwards.
Yeah, so I'd say good draw between Orlando and New York Red Bull. I think Red Bull going to Orlando. That's a good result for them. Big result for SKC at Toronto. Toronto started off really well this year. SKC is starting off, as really good as well. I mean,
Sure.
they've been struggling the past few years, and they made the playoffs last year. Toronto's been at the bottom of the Eastern Conference, and they've started off well, but a good result away for SKC 3-1 at Toronto. Austin FC getting their first result against their rival FC Dallas at home. Dallas has been really disappointing at the bottom 3 of the Western Conference. It's been a struggle for them, a lot of injuries. Jesus Ferrer has been injured. Their young draft pick, Logan Farrington's picked up a knock as well. Very good defensive team, just struggling to score goals. I think Paul Ariel is struggling to get going early as well. So that's been tough. Houston getting the result 2-1 against San Jose. Man, San Jose with Luchi Gonzalez trying to figure things out right now. It's been very interesting, to be honest with you, how I thought Lucci would go in there and turn it around very quickly. There's a club that doesn't like to spend a lot of money, San Jose. They're very cheap, almost not as cheap as Colorado, but kind of down there in the same way.
Sure.
They have a lot of college players that make a difference. I don't know what's going on with everything at San Jose, but they need to figure something out and turn around. Nashville and Columbus. Columbus getting a good draw at Nashville. A very difficult place to play. As we know in the past years, Nashville's been a very sound defensive team, and it's not easy to go into the Music City to get a result.
Yep.
RSL, good 3-1 win against St. Louis City. LA Galaxy with a good win against Seattle. Seattle Sounders at the bottom of the Western Conference.
Yeah, it's a
No
struggle.
wins.
Struggle
No
bus,
wins,
man.
3 losses, and 2 draws.
Let's put up that West table.
That is not good. And then Vancouver getting a 3-2 result in Cascadia rivalry against the Timbers.
Yep.
Good result for Vancouver. Portland being up and down, Jekyll and Hyde, as I say. I think their back line's a struggle. They did bring in the Club America striker, the 30-year-old, to help them. We'll see what happens, what Rodriguez can do for them. And then the one lone game today, Atlanta United beating Atlanta 3-0, or Atlanta United winning 3-0 against Chicago Fire. Chicago Fire, up and down, probably could be a little better than they actually are. I don't know if it's time to worry yet in Chicago, but I do worry about their back line and their defensive work. And then they spent a lot of money on a forward that I think when I was looking at his stats, he had like 6 goals in like 30-some games or whatever during the season, or 21 games. I'm like,
Dang.
that's not a very good ratio.
Okay.
Kuipers needs to find the back of the net. And I know it's a little adjustment with the players they brought, and they've had some injuries early on. But Klopas needs to turn that around, because if nothing happens and they finish at the bottom of the table, goodbye to some of the guys in the front office. I think it's time then to finally kick Frank Klopas out of the Fire, because he's been there forever as an assistant, and they bring him back all the time, and they just need to make a huge adjustment at that club.
All right.
So, yes. So, I don't know. I mean, you want to talk about some surprises? Vancouver sitting 2 and LA Galaxy sitting 1 in the Western Conference. Never would have thought about that. Minnesota United sitting at 4. Good for them. RSL at 3. It is early on in the season, but the teams that were towards the bottom last year, a lot of them are working their way up. And a huge surprise is I thought New England has a chance to win MLS Cup this year. We are still early on, but they are 0-4-1, and that is not good. I thought, and Caleb Porter making comments, I guess, and he got fined a little bit for whatever he said in after press conference or conference during the week. Yeah, oopsie. Yes, so
Naughty.
I'm hoping they can turn that around, but
All right.
yes.
All right. Thank you for the MLS Roundup there, Brooks. Appreciate it. There is some other MLS news happening. Cavan Sullivan. Kevin with a C.
Kevin,
I keep pronouncing a dang name wrong, man. This guy, I better get it right because this kid is going to be a star. 14-year-old signs with Man City, sort of. The Philadelphia Union have reached an agreement on transfer terms with Manchester City to send the 14-year-old academy player Cavan Sullivan to Manchester when he turns 18. Sources briefed on the deal who added that the agreement is heavy on add-ons and includes a sell-on percentage. So a couple of million have swapped hands. He now will be heading over. He'll be staying here with the Union, right, Brooks? He's staying here for a couple of years. Then when he's 16, he's going to head somewhere. And then possibly when he's 18, he'll head to Man City.
That's a possibility.
And there's more money involved. The more appearances he makes at certain clubs, the more money. And then there's a big sell-on clause. 14 years old. 14 years old, and he's being sold already for a couple of $1 million. Tell me about Cavan Sullivan a little bit. What are your thoughts on this young man?
Yeah, I mean, listen, he comes from soccer lineage in Philadelphia. I mean, his grandpa was Larry Sullivan, who was the coach at Villanova for a lot of years. His dad, Brendan, played at, I believe, Columbia, I think it was he played at. So he comes from a soccer family. His older brother, Quinn, plays for the first team at the Union.
He plays for the first team Union. He's 19 or 20 right now,
He played for the U20s last, so he's 20, going on 21, I believe.
Okay.
So
all right.
he played for the U20s last year in the World Cup.
So his grandfather, his father, and his brother are all like former high-level collegiate or professional players.
Yes.
So
soccer is in the blood in that family. So listen, Cavan is Philadelphia nitty-gritty. You want to get down to the bare bone of it. Doesn't complain a lot. Goes out and does the work. Very creative attacking player. Can simplify the game at times. He can kind of do a little bit of everything. But when he goes out in the field, it's always 110%. He acts and plays like a pro player at 14. Now, having said all of that, I think you have to be very careful with how old this kid is and dubbing him the next Pulisic and whatever you want. People want to put a name on it or whatever they want to say about him. I think you have to remind he's still 14. There's still a long way to go. He plays with the Philadelphia Union 17, so currently they are down in Bradenton, Florida at GA Cup, and he is playing with the 17s. He made an appearance, as I said on last week's show, with the Union 2, where they played Revs 2 with the second team, his first pro appearance. So you'll probably see him up and down with the Philadelphia Union 17s and then with the second team definitely throughout the summer. Right. But you're going to have to give this one time because he's got to get adjusted to playing with those older players with the second team. And I would think if all goes well and he does well at the MLS Next Pro level, whether it's him at 16 or 17, I think the smart move, in my opinion, if he's not ready and with the first team, to loan him out to a USL Championship team to see how he does at that level because it's going to be a lot quicker than MLS Next Pro.
Well, that decision will have to be made with the help of Manchester City because they will own his rights. So we'll see what happens. They may decide, we're going to bring him
I don't think
over.
anything's been signed yet.
Not yet. But it sounds like it's going to be, right? You
We'll
don't
see.
swap $2.5 million, not own the rights to a kid and the player. So very good for him. That's it's cool news. Seems to be getting younger and younger and younger. But as they say, if you're good enough, you're old enough, right?
Yes.
So, all right, we got a couple of other things to get to. Did you guys hear Josh Sargent did it again?
Yeah, he keeps scoring.
That guy cannot stop scoring. He's now got 14 goals in the season, and that makes Norwich City history by becoming the first player to score in 8 league home games in a row. Sargent is just the second player in championship history to score in 9 consecutive home appearances.
So next time the men's national camp goes or for whatever competition,
He
does
needs to be
deserve
healthy.
be in
He
there?
needs to be healthy to get in, right?
Yeah. But what do you think, Nate? Would you take him over a few guys?
Nate probably wants Vasquez.
I mean,
I think
I think he offers you something different than Bellingham, Pepe, and Jose Wright.
Yes.
So I would, I would definitely take him as a 6-1.
I would love to
especially if he's in
see
the air.
if Berhalter manned up and played a 3-5-2. I would love to see Vasquez and Sargent playing at top together.
That is an interesting comment. If they could play 3-5-2 and play two big guys up top together,
Well,
wouldn't you rather
Sargent,
have
I think, is only like 6'1", 6 foot.
He's
and
6'1".
6'1", and Vasquez is what, 6'4", 6'5"?
6'4".
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, all right. I can get down with it.
Yeah.
I can get down with it. All
I
right.
mean, that's the issue with the U.S. men's national team is they lack a big target forward when they need one.
Yep.
So whether it's Vasquez or Sargent, personally, I don't really care.
Yep.
I don't have, I'm not, love lust for either, but just get me a big guy.
Yep.
Jose Wright is not that guy.
No.
And
He's not good in the air.
Bellingham and Pepe are talented. So I'm told.
I think Pepe has more talent right now than Balogun.
But they're not big guys.
No.
So when you go against a team that's going to muscle you about,
Yeah.
they're not the type of guy.
Correct.
All right. Well, speaking of Haji Wright, he scored his
Scored.
fifth goal in 5 matches for Coventry City.
He did.
That's his 16th of the year.
Actually, a good left-footed goal.
Yeah, he's in incredible form right now in,
Yeah.
in the championship for Coventry City. Good for him. Good for him.
Yep.
I don't think any of us here rate him that highly and would put him into the national team every single time, every single camp. But the guy's scoring goals, and scoring goals is what gets you into national teams. So
I wouldn't put him in the Copa America squad. Put it that way.
if he continues the form,
You saw his output with Mexico.
yeah, no, trust me, I was not
Yes.
happy.
You saw his output.
I don't
was
think he
not
touched the
happy.
ball very many times, did
Yeah.
he?
No, I think he touched the Mexican players more than he touched the ball.
Are
Yes.
people going to remember? So let me ask you this: are people going to remember the performance he put in against Mexico, or the performance he put in
Jamaica?
Jamaica? The 2 goals, right?
Well, the game that mattered, which was, both did, but the one
Without
that
him
mattered more was
Without
Mexico.
him scoring those 2 goals, they don't get to Mexico, though, right?
Fair.
I'm
Without
just
Robbins
asking a
putting it in the back of the net on a corner, you don't
Correct.
get to the 2 goals.
Exactly.
I mean, trust me.
Apparently
I get
that
where you're
happened
going.
first, yes.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I look as the output of minutes and time, and yeah, there were nice goals that he had. I'm not trying to take that away, but when you follow up that performance with absolutely nothing,
Yep.
like absolutely nothing,
Yes. Yes.
No.
I question your worth. Sorry.
Yes.
Agreed.
Here's the issue: he will be selected over Sargent and Vasquez.
Well, that's because he's
I
best
know.
friends with Christian Pulisic, and
Yep.
Greg would like him there.
Yep, he's best
Told you
friends.
there's politics and favorites going in there.
He's
I
best
trust
friends
me.
with Pulisic. He's best friends with Tyler Adams.
Mhm.
He's best friends
Those-
with many of the guys
They
there.
all played in the youth
Those
youth
pictures
national
came
team.
out again
Yeah.
this week of
Yeah.
them all together,
Yeah.
right?
The youth
back
national
in the
team
day,
stuff,
and then-
yeah.
And that's your problem.
Yeah. There's politics in everything in the world, right? You're never going to get selected because you're the best player. There's politics involved somewhere. So,
It's funny, like he makes the wrong decisions to Berhalter to say stupid things and to piss off like Reyna and whatnot, but he won't put his foot down and say, I know who my best strikers are. I'm sorry, your buddy can't go because
Yeah.
we have 2 better guys.
You know what's funny is not to jump ship too much, but related.
Mhm.
Germany did really well in 2 friendlies against Netherlands and France.
They
Who
did.
Who
Yeah.
brought it?
They did.
They did very well.
Yep.
Because a certain Nagelsmann, who's on a temporary contract, said, I'm playing for my future job, and I'm going to
Correct.
call in who I want.
Mhm.
And moved Kimmich out of the midfield,
To the right
right
back.
back,
Yeah.
called in Andrich, called in Pascal Gross,
Mhm.
called in several other players that had never been called up, and absolutely took it to France and Netherlands.
It's funny how that works sometimes, right?
Yeah. So politics get you about pee hole in this business.
Yes.
yeah, you're not wrong. All right, some kind of sad news that happened this weekend. Arsenal women's player Frida Manom, she passed out in the. I'll read the official statement here. Arsenal midfielder Frida Manom is conscious and in stable condition after collapsing to the ground in the 95th minute of the Conti Cup final against Chelsea on Sunday morning. The North London club have said the Norway international collapsed off the ball at the Molineux Stadium. That is Wolves Stadium. With the score level at 0-0, a 9-minute delay ensued as the 24-year-old received extensive treatment before being carried off on a stretcher. She was subsequently replaced in the game, and the game did resume. She is conscious. She's in stable condition, but yet another soccer player, this one on the women's side, collapses in the middle of a game. That game did end, I believe it was 1-0 to Arsenal, beating Chelsea. So unfortunate situation there. Hopefully she's okay. Hopefully we don't have more situations like that, and it's not another Christian Eriksen or type thing like that. But there was one that happened in December. Bournemouth player collapsed. This is just happening more and more. So we need to find a way to stop this from happening. All right, boys, some interesting news here out of Chelsea. The plan is in place for Todd Boehly to be removed as the Chelsea chairman in 2027. He can then run to be chairman again of Chelsea in 2032. So that's 5 years. So he bought in 2032. So in 2022, when him and his group came in, he took over and he's in charge for 5 years. He's going to be removed in 2027, if not before then, because he's doing such a poor job. And then could run for chairman again in 2032. I've never heard of this. This is bizarre to me that this group has this in place. They bought Chelsea. They have so much money involved. He's the chairman for 5 years. Replace him for 5 years, and then vote in a new one the next 5 years. This
it sounds like a business board of directors.
It is. It's bizarre. I've never heard of this.
Do we get proxy votes as owners of the club?
If you are and have, is this a German thing, Nate? Do they do this in Germany at all?
Nope.
No.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
he's doing a hell of a job. They're on the way up.
Yeah.
They got the man they need in charge. They're gonna finish about 10, probably around 7th.
They'll actually finish 10th just to piss off Brooks because he's got them finishing 11th or lower in a bet with all of us.
You wait and see, my friends. You wait and see.
There's still 9 games left. I tell you what, though, this weekend in their game against Burnley, they got bailed out by a piss poor call by a referee.
So it should have been 3-2.
They were down 1-0.
Yeah.
And the Burnley player received a red card. It was a penalty kick for Chelsea. Cole Palmer Panenka'd it over the goalie. Very nice penalty kick. And then Cole Palmer again scored. That kid Cole Palmer is phenomenal. Without him this year, they were in trouble. But 2-2 finished. Burnley, unfortunately, could not pick up more than 2 points, more than 1 point in that game, and had Vincent Kompany sent off as well for talking to the referee. But yeah, Chelsea, that's an interesting situation. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, I've never heard of that with an English Premier League club where the chairman is out after 5 years and has to wait another 5 years before he comes back. Bizarre to me. Bizarre. Other news from the Premiership. Fulham are going to have a swimming pool installed at Craven
Yeah, I shared this in the group.
Cottage. What? A swimming pool?
Yeah.
Like,
Who wants to go swimming on a rainy day in London, right?
seriously, like, that is piss poor.
Yeah.
That is.
They're copying baseball, like all the stadiums in the Jacksonville
Right.
Jaguars. They got the pool out in, yeah.
Jacksonville and London are very similar in
Maybe it's a
climate.
heated pool.
I mean, it should have to be.
Yeah.
Come on, Nate, you
The
you
owner of
definitely
Jacksonville, I think, owns
is actually the owner of
Does
Fulham.
he own
Yes.
Fulham? Okay.
Yeah, he is
So,
actually.
Are the English bathing suit goers? Do they like going to the games and doing that stuff? Are they?
Not really, man. No, this is
I feel
bizarre.
like that's not really an English thing.
It's not really on anything in England or
I understand if you
Britain
put like
or
a tea
anything.
room or something at in the corner or something.
So the club did release images of their sky deck, as they're calling it, due
Yeah.
to be completed in December. A whole new deck up there.
Yeah, it's
swimming
fancy
pool.
looking. It's got a little nice wood awning and everything.
You can use it for 4 months out of the year. It's August, September, and then April if you're
It's
lucky,
not
and
happening.
May.
Maybe
That's
they're
just a-
gonna host other events there, Craig, and maybe they'll put stuff over it to like.
Put more seats. Nate, you don't think it's going to happen at all?
It's a publicity stunt.
You think so?
They're not. It's not gonna happen.
If it's not a publicity stunt, do you want to travel back to London and go to the Fulham swimming
There's
pool?
no way they're gonna put a swimming pool.
I don't know. There was drawings and everything.
Render.
Drawings. Do you know how long it would take to get drawings done?
Yeah, I doodled this bullshit while he was yammering about MLS and nobody cared. So that
Whoa!
tells you how long.
Whoa!
Just so everybody's aware, he drew a J. He doodled a J.
I don't know what that is. It's a little bit of a scribble with a couple.
Did you do this at
lines.
work?
Yeah.
Here's what I thought he was actually taking notes on things. Nate's doodling.
No, I was doodling. I got a little circle.
Doodles.
Yeah, little doodles. You know, a little. There were some lines in the middle there, and then I scribbled it out. You know. So, anyways, any
You didn't
jackass.
draw any flowers.
No, not at all. Any jackass can doodle anything on something.
And
It's actually
apparently,
doesn't mean they're actually going to become true.
this is true. And apparently, any jackass club can take those drawings and put them out as their own
Yeah.
and say, "Look what we're going to be doing." Hey.
And I bet their socials.
Really high.
I bet their social
Oh yeah.
media went crazy with.
Well,
all
we
that.
had one nutbag retweet it and post it on our Facebook group.
Wasn't me.
You just said it was.
No. I sent. No. I sent it. I sent you in the group text the tweet.
No,
That was not me.
Oh yeah, you know what?
That was someone else.
I think it was Don or me.
Yeah.
It
Probably
might have
Will Dryer.
It might have been me as well. It might have been Will Dyer. Yeah,
Maybe.
huge Fulham fan, right?
He's up the Fulham.
one.
He's crazy.
He does like Fulham. All right, Nate.
Raven Cottage needs a little more oomph to it. Come on now.
It definitely needs
Yeah,
something.
how about just a team that does well? Let's start there. Anyways, you
I like a firework machine in the corner every time
no,
they
no.
score a goal. That's
don't
what I
need
want.
any of that. Just a team that
You want to see fireworks at a game? You should go look at the Villa Park picture. On
I think
my
we should have because
Instagram.
Clint Dempsey played there. I think we should have like a
Screw that
cattle
guy.
like a cattle something where you can hog tie some things
Ryan
or
Mc-
whatever. Yeah,
Ryan McBride's also played there.
yeah.
I like Brian McBride. Now, I'm not a bit. Have you guys seen him on the Galazzo show?
I like him on the Galazzo
It's
show.
all right. It's all right.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Not the greatest personality in the world. I think Alexis Guerrero does it better, but hey, whatever. All right, Nate, you ready?
Born ready.
Got
Hold
a
on.
question
Side-
for
side
you.
note though, Galazzo's show it's shit compared to our show. That's right. It's,
Absolutely.
and I'm safe to say here.
Way more entertaining.
Safe to say here,
Hmm?
Brooks, note this. But I'm willing to bet I can out bench press everyone on that goddamn show,
Even Nigel Riara-Coco.
especially whoever that is.
Brian McBride is probably the strongest dude on there. Though,
I will
right?
put him to shame.
Got a few concussions though.
Yep.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I'll
Kinda
bench
ruined
press
his
the
career.
shit out of him.
Yeah, I think you could.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Just it's a fact.
Yeah. I don't know what any of us can do better than any of those guys.
Ryan
but-
McBride, I know you're watching.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, you know what? The funny thing is, I
Bench-
watched
bench
the
press
show
competition's
last
on.
week,
What?
and half the stuff they talked about were like the one-liners that we gave out.
Plagiarism.
Someone's watching.
Nice. Anywho.
Yeah, plagiarism at its finest. All right, Nate, here we go. This is it. I was taking a couple of notes today
Huh?
on some things.
Not doodles?
No, not doodling. I don't
Oh.
doodle. No.
Okay.
Jadon Sancho
Yeah.
would not get into the Man United team.
Yeah.
No other Premiership club wanted anything to do with him.
No.
Right? He goes back to the Bundesliga,
Yeah.
and he is kicking it off over there, man. He is
Is he
playing.
kicking it off over there?
Oh, dude, he's playing
Is he?
really well for Borussia
Is
Dortmund.
he playing really well?
I think he is.
Is he?
I mean, they won today.
Yeah, okay.
Yesterday. They did. I think he's playing really well. Now, I'll also say Moussa Diaby for Aston Villa. Bayer Leverkusen former player. We bought him for a lot of money. He played really well. He was a star over there. We paid $50 million for him. He comes over here. He played well, went through a big dip in form. Had a good game yesterday. I'm a little worried that we're hyping up the Bundesliga, and it's not all that great or all it's cracked up to be, man.
Okay.
Harry Kane's going over there, and he's looking like a superstar.
On a team that's not going to finish first, but okay.
This is true. Help me out. Like I got
He
people
didn't
people
score against
asking me.
Dortmund.
I got people asking me because I'm telling them to watch the Bundesliga.
Just out of curiosity, you think 9 games, 1 goal, and 1 assist is doing well?
How many minutes is it? Well, hold on.
I'm
Hold
I'm
on.
asking you. But 9
It is.
games,
Yep.
1 goal,
Compared to what did he do in the Premiership?
3 games, 0 goals, 0 assist.
He couldn't even get into the team,
Yep.
and then he had a falling out with the manager. As we
So 9 games,
know.
1 goal, 1 assist.
Nine games out of probably you're looking at about.
I'm just asking a question.
I would
9
say
games,
probably about 9 out of 9, to be honest, or 9 out of 10, because
9
he only
games.
came in January. So they probably, if you split the game in that's half, he's probably again 9 games, right?
He's played 9
One,
games.
1 goal, 1 assist.
He had an assist against Darmstadt that's getting relegated,
Mm-hmm. Who's his goal against?
and he had a goal against what was it? Hold on, Bremen, who's middle of the table. That's your doing well.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, that's interesting.
To me, he's getting into the team and playing a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
Compared to a team that bought him for $75 million and didn't
Eh,
want him
eh,
around
Yeah, the team's sitting like 4th, 5th. Yeah.
6th. Wait, the team that wants him to play
Dortmund's
is finished 4th. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Man United
Just broke into 4th. They were sitting
Yep,
5th.
they were.
So he went from
I'm
a team where he
asking.
couldn't play, sitting 6th in the Premier League,
Yeah.
to a team that he's struggling with, sitting 5th.
No, what I'm saying is.
Okay. No, I'm just defining
Yeah.
doing well. Doing well in your book. And just
Doing well is
understanding
getting on the field and playing minutes compared to not even
Right.
making the bench.
Do you think he didn't play minutes because, I don't know, he said the manager was basically a piece of shit and using him as a scapegoat? Do you think that had something to do with it? Or
Maybe.
Okay.
I'm asking for some arguments to give to people who are telling me they don't believe in the Bundesliga, and I say I do because I can name a couple of players who've done really well, but then they keep naming Sancho
Okay.
and a couple of others.
Yeah.
Just
All right.
help me help you.
You heard of Ernie Holland?
Never heard of the guy.
Okay.
Yes, I've heard of him.
Yeah, he didn't break the goal scoring record, and he wasn't the top scorer when he
this-
was in the Premier League.
He was injured a lot. I know.
Yeah. How did he do last year? In the
Oh, he
Premier
broke
League?
the. Well, he scored
top
a lot
scorer.
He scored a lot of goals in the Premiership and the Champions League and
Cool.
everything else he played in. Yeah.
How about every Kevin De Bruyne? Is he doing all right in the Premier League? Is he a decent player? Kevin De
Yeah,
Bruyne?
he's okay. He did
okay?
well. He did okay in the Premiership. Got relegated to the Bundesliga.
right.
Came back to the Premiership.
Yeah, how's he doing?
He's one of
all
the
right?
best passers in the world.
Whoa.
I can't believe you haven't used my own words from earlier against me in this.
What was that?
Dominic Soboslai.
Oh, Sobersai.
See?
Never heard of him.
I gotta help you out.
He's
I gotta
doing all
help you
right?
out. Yeah, he's doing phenomenal. He's Player of the Year.
What
in
about
my
Endo?
opinion.
Is he playing at all? Did he ever get in the squad? Liverpool? Is he doing all right?
He's doing all right.
He's a regular, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gradival. He
Graterol,
started for
Graterol,
City,
yeah.
right?
Leon Bailey.
Liam Bailey.
Yep.
Never heard of any of these people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What was the question again? I got lost.
I'm asking you to help me.
Oh,
when
you
people
need
tell
help
me.
here? Pascal Gross, how's he doing for Brighton?
Yeah. He's doing okay.
I believe he's the assist leader in that league.
Yep.
And do I need a SAR for Newcastle? Do I need to keep going?
No, I think
Marpazzo
that's
for
pretty
West
good.
Ham?
I think that's pretty good
Should
for
I
everybody who keeps asking me about the Bundesliga players.
What point should I stop
I think,
here?
I think we're good. I think we're good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I mean, let's.
The Jadon Sancho's the sore thumb out there right now, right? Like,
I
he
don't
couldn't
know.
get in-
He's
'cause
a
he
sore
couldn't-
thumb because he's not a top player in the Bundesliga. Like, if someone were to be like, "I'm gonna go with Jadon Sancho from the Bundesliga," I'd be like, "Why?"
Mhm.
I would question them
Yeah.
because there are many other players in that league, even on his own team, that do better than him, and I would just go, "Why would you do that?"
yeah,
Because that would be odd.
that would be odd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. There
asking.
are players everywhere that come in
Flip
and
flop
out.
leagues and fail and do well.
Well, yeah, for sure. There are players who go from one league to another. I think it's not so much the team. It depends on, or sorry, not so much the league. It depends on the team, that they're going to play with and whether they feel comfortable in the system and the support group that they have and around them. There's no doubt that Kane's putting in massive amount of goals for Munich because of the support squad he has around him. You take him and put him in, I don't know, anywhere else, he's probably going to struggle a little bit more because he doesn't have that support squad around him. So it just depends. You got Timo Werner, who struggled in Chelsea, went to Leipzig, doing awesome.
That's a great.
Gone on to Tottenham.
He's doing okay.
He's doing all right.
He's doing
He's
all right. Yeah.
But, again, you could see that he's a very much a systematic type player.
Yep.
So, I mean, am I going to sit here and to be like, the Bundesliga is the best in the world, better than the Premier League? No, it's not true. Here's the reality is the Premier League has the financial backing and doesn't have the restrictions that the Bundesliga has where they can buy up all the talent, and they do, Nabby, and have them come in as an example.
Yeah,
So they buy the talent.
I understand. Yep.
Because they can shell out the money, and that's where these
So it is.
players will go.
All right. Well, now I've got my argument to use for people who keep coming and asking me.
Yeah, it's not really an argument.
It's a little bit of extra ammunition.
Now, if you look across the various leagues of Europe, I think you see the Bundesliga does fairly well. Frankfurt beating West Ham, beating Barcelona, winning the Europa. Munich winning the Champions League many, many times over.
Yep.
So you do have teams that do very well within other competitions, probably because, and I always hear the excuse, oh, they don't play as much games. Maybe. That's who knows. It's not really their fault. So, but you do have a lot of talent that go over to the Premier League on buku dollars.
Yeah, no, makes a lot of sense.
And when Germany
appreciate
win the
that.
Europa this year, then you can all apologize.
I don't know if we'll go that
When
far.
Leverkusen win the league,
far.
Munich win the Champions League, you can all apologize.
And Germany win the Euros.
And Germany win the Euros. I accept all of your apologies.
We'll see
That's
about that.
that's like a German sweep
It's
of
a
Europe.
German.
What do they call it?
It's called a blitzkrieg.
Oh,
German
good God, I
blitzkrieg.
don't think we're going to head there. All right, I do want to say a big thank you to our sponsors. Thank you, Soccer World. Thank you, Next Level Training. Thank you to Thomas McZee's. Thank you to the Michigan Jaguars. Thank you to the football doc, Dr. Zach Atwood. We appreciate you. For me and the boys here, we appreciate everything. We appreciate everybody who's viewed and commented. Do us a favor. Give us a like. Give us a subscription. Give us a share. And until next week, we'll see you later. Cheers.
Roast.